Welcome to Lake Charles, Louisiana, and the newly named Navarre Stadium as we kick off the 2025 season with an intrastate matchup between the McNeese Cowboys and the Louisiana Christian Wildcats from Pineville. Hello, everyone. Jeff Palermo, and joining me once again this season is Chaston Tavares. McNeese is set to begin its 83rd season of football, and a familiar face has returned to the sidelines for the Cowboys. It's Matt Viator. Returns after a 9-year absence. Viator took McNeese to the FCS playoffs 5 times over a 10-year period in his first stint as head coach for the Pokes. And a win tonight, and the 3-time Southland Coach of the Year will become the winningest coach in program history. But Chaston, Coach Viator is more worried about how his team will play tonight than any potential coaching record he could set.
Yeah, all week long, that's been the message for Coach Viator and his Cowboys, is he doesn't care about what the pomp and circumstances happens tonight here on this football game. The only thing he cares about is this matchup and getting the win, not for his own personal benefit, but just to get things rolling here for the Cowboys. A whole new staff, couple of same guys on the defensive side. One staff member returns on the offensive side of the football. So it's going to be a lot of feeling out process tonight for Coach V and the Cowboys.
For Louisiana Christian, they are an NAIA school, and 2 years ago they won the Sooner Athletic Conference, but last season they fell on hard times and went 4-7. Second-year coach Ben McLaughlin looking to produce a winning season this year, but he brings a really young team to Lake Charles.
Yeah, when you look at the 2 deep depth chart for Louisiana Christian, 35 freshmen and sophomore on the 2 deep, both offensively and defensively. 15 on the defensive side of the football, and nearly the entire 2 deep roster for the Louisiana Christian Wildcats, all freshmen and sophomore. So it is certainly going to be a young bunch, but as we're going to get to in the middle of this game is, defensively, they like the youth because they think they're going to be able to swarm to the football and have a really exciting, be able to play a really exciting brand of football on the defensive side of the football.
You just saw Matt Viator just a moment ago as he was named the 19th head coach of the McNeese Cowboys back in December. He was the head coach here from 2006 to 2015 and compiled a record of 78-33. He is tied with Bobby Kiesler for most wins in school history. Fabrizio Pinton will be handling the kicking here for McNeese. And back for Louisiana Christian, you have Nate Sullivan and Daryl Walden. We are ready to get the 2025 college football season underway. 83 degrees here in Lake Charles, cloudy skies, and no chance of rain as that one makes it into the back of the end zone. And it will be a touchback. For Louisiana Christian, they have 4 quarterbacks battling for that starting job. 2 guys have emerged, and we'll see them most likely in this game between Phillip Jones and Bryce Perkins. And we're anticipating that Phillip Jones will be the starter in this one, and he is. He's from Chandler, Arizona. Mesquite High School. It's a close battle between him and Bryce Perkins, but Phillip Jones, a transfer from Trinity Valley, he gets to start here tonight. They'll run an up-tempo offense, but it's an offense that wants to keep it on the ground primarily. Dayton Cunningham is the running back, and Cunningham gets to carry, and he bounces it to the outside, and we got our first flag of the season on the left side of the offensive line.
We wouldn't be back if we didn't have a first play penalty, and so we do to start.
Holding. Offense number 66. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Remains first down.
Austin Mezakesa is our referee tonight.
For this offensive line for Louisiana Christian, you say we might see a little bit of that tonight, but when you look at the offensive line, that is a place that they do have some guys that are returning. I mean, the right tackle, Lilly, he's a third-year starter. Went to Southeastern and then came back here in the fall.
Jones unleashes one downfield and just missing his receiver as they were trying to get it to Omar Davis. Outstanding coverage there. Applied, though, by Markel Price, the senior from Thibodaux. Price is 6'2", 188 pounds, and in that defensive secondary for the Cowboys, they got a bunch of 6'2" guys.
Yeah, on that play, Davis was able to make a quick little move and get a step, and he had the advantage. Just a great coverage by Price.
Now Bryce Perkins is the quarterback, and it's nearly intercepted. Getting his hands on it was Mason Edwards, the junior from Denham Springs, another 6'2" defender, and it's 3rd and long, and coming back into the game is Phillip Jones. So how about this? Basically rotating quarterbacks in, not by series, but almost per play.
Yeah, Coach McLaughlin told us we're going to see both quarterbacks, and he anticipates both quarterbacks playing for most of the season, at least the beginning portion.
It is 3rd down and 20 with the football at the 15-yard line, the first drive of the 2025 season.
Got to see about picking up a little bit of a chunk yardage here.
Jones steps up in the pocket, and he goes down. Bringing him down, Macy Lewis, who's anticipated to have a big season this year. He's looked good during preseason camp. Last year, he was really good. And nice job there by McNeese to get off the field. 3 and out for Louisiana Christian.
Macy Lewis, he is one of the big boys on the front of that defensive line for McNeese. I mean, they've got Keenan Landry, Williams, Thomas, Jordan Allen, Bolden. They've got a ton of guys on that defensive front that we're going to get to talk about all year long. That's a fun group to watch.
Preston Baker, the punter, and back to return. It's Matthew McAllister. McAllister from his 35, and he'll get all the way up to the 47-yard line. Nice return there and we have a fumble? It looks like Louisiana Christian may have the ball, and they do. An early turnover here in Lake Charles.
Yeah, so we'll see if we can get a look at the pile, but I'm telling you, McAllister was able to elude the first couple of guys, and then Louisiana Christian comes in just trying to jab at the football.
On the field is a fumble.
You see, he gets through the first guy, runs into his own offensive guy, and then as he goes down, they come from behind to punch the football out, and that is a clean force. And so it will be Louisiana Christian football. That is a break to start because the first drive did not look promising for the Wildcats.
Travis Adams popped that ball out of there, and Louisiana Christian, new life here, and they'll start this drive from the McNeese 46. Jones is the quarterback. Jones will hand it off to Cunningham. Cunningham finds a couple yards off the right side. Detlin Cunningham, a transfer from Butler Community College, 539 yards rushing, averaged 4.3 yards a carry, 4 touchdowns. He was at Alexandria Senior High. This is a completion. This is going to be a first down, the first down of the game. And staying on his feet for Louisiana Christian was E.J. Scott, who had 44 catches last season, another young man from Alexandria Senior High.
Yeah, look, and we're going to see it right here. He's going to be able to get away from the defender there early. I believe that's Jermaine Hargraves. Got away from him. That's a missed opportunity for McNeese.
Ball at the 20-yard line. Cunningham got away from the first defender, and now here comes McNeese as the Cowboys bring the herd there that time, as several defenders able to stop Cunningham before he can really get a head of steam going. So no gain on that play.
For the McNeese Cowboys, obviously, I talked about that defensive front manned by Macy Lewis and A.J. Thomas on either end. The linebackers are going to be more of a linebacker by committee this year for the Cowboys.
Rolling out is Jones, throwing to the back of the end zone, but his man was double-teamed as he was trying to get it to Cervani.
I tell you what, that's just a missed opportunity there for Phillip Jones because Cervani, he had his man beat there in the back of the end zone. He had two defenders kind of converging on him, but he was wide open there in the back half of the end zone. Jones kind of just overshot him.
Colin Cervani, the receiver from Largo, Florida. 3rd down and 10 now for the Wildcats. Pressure coming. Trying to get out of the pocket, and he can't. Jones goes down. Nice pursuit to the football. That's A.J. Thomas, the young man from Zachary.
The one thing we're going to watch with these quarterbacks is the young mistakes. That's the first one. The pocket is breaking down. He's trying to get out of the way. There's absolutely no shot he's getting out. You've got to get rid of that football because now you cost yourself about 7 yards, and now that makes the field goal attempt a little bit longer.
46-yard field goal try now for Louisiana Christian.
So rather than a 39-yarder, you're looking at a 46-yarder.
On to try it, it's Levi Hilborn. Hilborn last year, 9 of 13 on field goal tries, and he makes it. And Louisiana Christian gets on the board here early.
Media timeout.
He was really good from 40 to 49 last year. He was 4 for 4, and he knocks one through there from 46, and Louisiana Christian grabs an early lead, 3-0. McNeese will get the ball back when we come back. Start that Matt Viator wanted here in his return as the head coach of the McNeese Cowboys, a 17-year coaching veteran for McNeese. Again, 78 wins, tied with Bobby Kiesler for most in program history. His record in the Southland Conference during that 10-year run as the head coach, very impressive, 54-18. In fact, the 54 league wins are the most in Southland Conference history. In 2015, Viator led the Cowboys to a 10-0 regular season, and they made it to the second round of the playoffs. After that season, he took the head coaching job at ULM. The last 4 years, he's worked as an analyst for the Ragin' Cajuns, and McNeese will be heading to UL next week. Louisiana Christian up 3-0. Baker with the boot and the fair catch call, and now we'll finally see the Cowboys offense. Jake Strong, the starting quarterback, 6'2", 215 pounds, a redshirt sophomore, transfer from Texas Tech. This will be his first start since 2023 when he was with the Red Raiders. And they love the fact that this kid is a natural leader. He becomes the 5th different starting quarterback over the last 5 years for the Cowboys. But hopefully they have found their man from Justin, Texas. In the backfield with them, it's Colby Ham. In motion, that's Jonathan Harris. Operating from the 25-yard line. And they'll pass it out to Jonathan Harris. Harris able to stay on his feet and gets up to the 33-yard line. Harris had 21 catches, a senior from Hattiesburg, and a nice safe play on the first play from scrimmage for McNeese.
A lot of names you're going to remember if you're a McNeese fan on the offensive side of the football. And a ton of returners in that wide receiver room.
5 of the top 6 receivers from last season are back. There's 8 receivers that can potentially play, and this is Josh Jackson. They really like this freshman from St. Augustine, and he picks up the first down as the Cowboys get the ball up to the 42-yard line.
All fall camp long, all that's been talked about is this running back room, the running back room. First 2 plays out of the chute, it's 2 pass plays and a first down.
And this is an empty backfield here for Jake Strong.
They are going to get the running backs involved.
This is Colby Ham now joining them in the backfield. And Ham will get the carry. Ham able to get a yard, and then he gets pushed back as a bunch of Wildcats swarm the football there to make the play. Kendall Rowan, a young man from St. Aug, one of the more experienced players on this team at 6'2", 220 pounds. In on the stop, pick up a 3 there for Ham.
When you talk about this run game, another thing they like about Jake Strong is his ability to run, and they think it can really help them in that run game as well.
2nd down and 7. He has really shown a lot of improvement over the last couple of weeks. From a clean pocket, now he steps up, and there he goes. He gets a chance to use those legs, and he tight ropes the sidelines for a couple extra yards up to the 42-yard line.
Right on cue. Jake Strong tucks in and runs, and again, that's a great job. The pocket broke down on able to make a nice little shifty move, get out of that pocket, and able to scamper for a couple of yards. You see it. I mean, Louisiana Christian with that 3-man front, they did a great job of breaking it down, and he just scooted out with the help of a defender and got out of bounds, and it's a fresh set of downs for the Cowboys.
At Northwest High School over in Justin, Texas, he rushed for nearly 1,600 yards. High snap. He'll just run it here, run straight up the middle, but only for a yard. Sam Liu is your starting center. He was hurt last year, 6'3", 318 pounds.
Right in the middle of that pile right there was Jeremiah Jackson, number 99, a big defensive end that Coach McLaughlin really likes. Played in 11 games in 2024. Probably the best tackler on the team, Coach McLaughlin believes.
From West Feliciana High School, had 12.5 tackles for a loss last season. 2nd down and 9 here for Strong and the Cowboys. And another running back gets into the game. And running it straight ahead is Bryce Strong, number 22.
When you look at this running back room, I mean,
he's wearing number 2.
They can go 3 deep. I mean, it's Colby Ham, Bryce Strong, Trevante Citizen. We've also seen junior Jalen Thompson getting in some action as well, and he has been pretty impressive in fall camp as well. So we'll see how they like to use this running back room. A key emphasis is they've got to keep these guys healthy.
3rd down and 5, and that's been the thing. The last few years, they've gone well into the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th running back sometimes. That pass is complete to Jesse Campbell. That's enough for a 1st down. Nice job there. Nate Sullivan, who's an outstanding cornerback for Louisiana Christian, made the tackle, but a good job by Jesse Campbell to make the catch.
Spreading the football around early. We've seen Jesse Campbell. We've seen Jonathan Harris. Now we see Josh Jackson. I'm telling you, you're going to see a lot of guys on this receiving core. The big emphasis, last year it was the drop balls. That was a kind of a problem early on in camp. It improved up until the final scrimmage.
Nice drive developing here for McNeese. 1st and 10 at the 30. Back to Ham following his blockers, and Ham's got himself a 1st down all the way to the 17-yard line.
Colby Ham with a nice run and hit him with a little shimmy and a shake to add on to the end of that run to pick up a couple of extra yards and another 1st down for the Cowboys.
Last year, McNeese was number 1 in the Southland Conference in rushing yards with 192. 40% of that yardage is back this year. 1st down and 10 at the 17. Again, it's Colby Ham. Ham picked up a few yards as they've made it into the red zone here.
For McNeese, I mean, the run obviously sets up the pass, and they're going to look to obviously get the running backs involved in the run game, but also, in the pass game as well as the tight ends, which is not something McNeese has seen here in quite some time.
Joshawn Barbie was so big in the running game last year. He's now off at Marshall. 2nd down and 5, another high snap, and that really ruined the timing of that play. Ham able to stay on his feet, gets inside the 10, inside the almost. Then he lost the ball, and there's a scramble for it. I think the Cowboys got it back. Hard run there by Colby Ham, and I tell you, these Louisiana Christian players, they're coming up and popping these ball carriers for McNeese.
The one phrase we got from Coach McLaughlin, blue collar. That's the defense. That's the style of defense he wanted his guys to run. They're all young. They're all athletic. They're all going to swarm to the football. You're going to have to hold on to it if you're the McNeese backs tonight.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line. First offensive drive of the season, and they're looking good right now. Strong, another high snap. They hand it off. Staying on his feet again is Strong, and Strong got up to the 2-yard line. Bryce Strong from Ontario, California. He was 1st in the Southland Conference last year in yards per carry at 8.3, rushed for nearly 400 yards and had 5 touchdowns.
You know, early on, Louisiana Christian has done a really good job of getting into the offensive backfield. They're just not completing and finishing the tackles. It's a lot of one-arm tackles, and these guys, these are bigger guys. You're going to have to wrap them up.
Second and goal at the 2.
Especially, when you look at Colby Ham, a guy who is, 5'10", 218 pounds. You got to get 2 hands on him.
Josh Jackson's the wide receiver towards the top of your screen. Oh, now they bring in the big quarterback, Lippold, and there is a flag.
False start. Offense number 2. 5-yard penalty remains. Second down.
It's going to go on Bryce Strong, just trying to motion out of the backfield. Came set and then got out of the backfield, and they flag him for the false start. Now we'll see Lippold come out, and we'll get a little bit of a taste of Jake Strong again. Lippold is a guy that McNeese fans will see a lot of. We got to see him down the stretch last year, and I expect him to be heavily involved. I tell you what, in the first scrimmage of the year, he was no doubt the best quarterback.
Second and goal at the 7. There'll be a package of plays for Lippold because of that size, 6'3", 240 pounds. Tyrone Hayes was in motion. Now they look to throw out of the backfield, and it's an easy touchdown. Bryce Strong. And McNeese executes nearly flawlessly on their opening drive of the season, and they score on their first drive.
That was about as easy as a touchdown Jake Strong and Bryce Strong will get all year long. We call that one Strong squared at this point. Look, just takes the snap. It's a quick look over to his running back, and he is wide open, and Strong just walks into the end zone for the easy 6.
Extra point, and that is through the uprights. As Fabrizio Pinton
Media timeout.
puts it through, and McNeese has the lead after falling behind 3-0. Bryce Strong on the touchdown catch. And I'm looking back at last year's stats. Strong had just 7 catches. We'll take a break from Lake Charles. McNeese leading Louisiana Christian 7-3.
Credit Union One offers everything you need to get the most out of your accounts every day. With digital banking, you can pay bills online, set up personalized budgeting tools, easily transfer money between accounts, and more. Plus, you can get paid up to 2 days sooner when you set up direct deposit. Get started at cu1.com.
Welcome to Casati Pines at Coshada. Nestled in the natural wetlands of southwest Louisiana, on 65 acres of looking-glass lakes, surrounded by stately pines and live oaks. It's an experience unlike any other. A challenging 18-hole par 72 championship course, 6 sets of tees, and a unique 19th tiebreaker hole. Ranked the #1 golf course in Louisiana by Golf Advisor. Casati Pines at Coshada in Kinder, Louisiana. Louisiana's best bet.
Credit Union One Free Checking has everything you need to bank on the go. Make deposits and more with our highly rated mobile app. And get your direct deposit up to 2 days sooner with CU1 Early Pay. Open your account in minutes at creditunion1.org.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
A 12-play, 75-yard drive took up a little over 7 minutes, and it was capped off by the touchdown pass from Jake Strong to Bryce Strong. And McNeese has a 7-3 lead. Really impressive drive there. So you had 8 rushing plays, you had 4 passing plays. Good balance and a good kick by Pinton. And it'll be another touchback. So Louisiana Christian picked to finish 5th in the Sooner Athletic Conference. We'll go about 60-40 on the run-pass ratio. Corey York is their offensive coordinator, former offensive lineman from Mississippi College. He's also the offensive line coach, which gives you an idea that they're going to want to run the football. Ben McLaughlin, their head coach, he's in their school's Hall of Fame. He was an outstanding quarterback for Louisiana Christian, and Matt Viator is in the Cowboys Athletic Hall of Fame.
Yeah, not often you get two Hall of Famers squared off against each other, huh?
Well,
Wildcats will stick with Phillip Jones here. Obviously we're going to see, a plethora. We're going to see both backs, him and Bryce Perkins. And I think we might also see a little bit of Luke Landry as well here in the ballgame. They had 4 quarterbacks that were running there in fall camp.
not much happening on that play, even a loss of a yard. That one, Cunningham.
When you talk about the starter, Phillip Jones, the second, this is a guy that, Coach McLaughlin, he really likes. I mean, look, when you look at him, he's 5'11", 180 pounds. Mm-hmm. Coach McLaughlin told us, he's got a Division I, he's a D1 talent, he's got a D1 arm. He's probably the fastest kid on the team. He's just super undersized.
And he's going to take off with it here, and he's got a lot of room to run as McNeese brought the blitz, and it was man-to-man coverage downfield, and a nice run there of about 15, 16 yards for Jones to pick up the first down.
And you can see the speed right there of Jones. And once he got in the open, he had a lot of room to run. Just busted that right side of the offensive line, and McNeese able to get him down.
Now they go back to the ground, and again, not much running the football there for Cunningham. Daylon Charles was their All-American running back, but he has moved on. We'll also see Joe Johnson, maybe even Tyrese Mosby, who's a freshman out of Plaquemine. 2nd down and 10. Again, right up to the line of scrimmage. Play action fake here. Some time to throw. Now flushed out of the pocket is Jones. And he'll just throw it away, and there is a flag down.
Yeah, flag came from the defensive secondary. Really right here at the line of scrimmage. This Louisiana Christian team, they're going to replace 10 guys. 10 guys from last year's all sack selections.
Holding. Offense number 66. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Replay, 2nd down.
So another holding penalty on Louisiana Christian. That's going to be their 2nd penalty. Both of them have been holding penalties. And now it's 2nd down and 20. Jones, they'll just throw it out to the flat here in Cunningham. Cunningham able to get to the 30-yard line, but then wrestle down to the turf. Good job defensively there for McNeese. Landon Barrett, he was hurt last year, just 2 games. He's got good size. He can run. He's from Tallahassee, Coffeyville Community College. He was in on the stop.
Yeah, I mean, as I talked about earlier, there's not an alpha like Micah Davey, in the last couple of years. So this is going to be a linebacker by committee, and you're going to see a lot of guys play here for McNeese. I mean, look, it's going to be Landon Barrett, Amari Sibley, Tostin, as well as the local kid, Peyton Lemaire.
But because of the injury to Davey last year, that allowed some guys to get some playing time. Trying to step up is Jones. He's able to scramble out of there. Jones gets tripped up as he crossed the 35. Nice job defensively. There's Amari Sibley. They really feel good about this young man, a transfer from South Alabama. And
officials timeout.
Injury
for an
on the
injured
near
defensive player.
sidelines here, as that is a McNeese Cowboy who is slow to get up. So that'll give us a chance to take a break. Louisiana Christian has to punt the football when we come back from Lake Charles. Back in Navarre Stadium, Jeff Palermo, along with Chaston Tavares. Riley Eister down on the sidelines. Great to have college football back in our lives. 7-3 McNeese. Louisiana Christian punting it again. And once again, it's Preston Baker. And this time a new return man for McNeese. But it was such a good punt. There was really no chance there for Jonathan Harris to do anything with that since it was pinned up against the sidelines.
Now we're going to get our second look at this McNeese offense. That first drive when they scored that touchdown, 8 plays, and right down the field. They looked pretty good, obviously getting a couple of quick passes for Jake Strong. And again, that's, this game, when you talk to Coach Viator about this game and, the challenges of playing, a team like Louisiana Christian is you just want to, get out there and, get your feet wet because, again, this is a whole new offensive set for the Cowboys with a whole new offensive staff.
That was a 46-yard punt by Baker into the wind. And they'll go back to the ground here on this first play of the second drive, and taking a big hit there was the ball carrier. And that was Trevante Citizen finally getting his first carry of the game. The Lake Charles Prep star, former Lake Charles Prep star.
Just another kid that, if you're McNeese, you really want to keep healthy because when, coming out of high school, this is one of the highly thought of prospects in the entire state.
That was Brandon Johnson, 5'10", 180-pounder, is a playmaker on this defense coming up and making that big hit. Strong lofts one, and it's complete. And that's Josh Jackson making another catch up to the 45-yard line.
Second time we've seen Josh Jackson with a nice catch. This time it's over the middle. Kind of found himself in no man's land with nobody around him. We'll see right here. Strong, goes through his progressions. And, he was looking Josh Jackson the entire way wide open and hooks up with a big completion.
Kylan Polk brought him down out to the near side, and a nice run after the catch here for the McNeese Cowboys.
Yeah, that's Logan Malden. This is one of the tight ends, and this is something that McNeese fans haven't seen in a while. McNeese integrating passing to the tight ends, not just using them as decoys. And Logan Malden's a guy who they're extremely excited about in his second year, 6'4", 230-pound senior that they are really excited about and excited to use.
Transferred over from Coastal Carolina, 6'4", 230 pounds. They brought the blitz. Citizen running up the middle. Gets about 3 or 4 yards. Injuries have derailed so far the career of Trevante Citizen. Only played in 6 games last year after transferring back home after a stint at Miami, Florida. 107 yards rushing last year, but man, if he can put it together, 6'2", 233 pounds. There's just not many running backs in the Southland Conference with his size. Second down and 7. A lot of shifting here for the Cowboys.
We've seen that a lot early. A lot of movement pre-snap for McNeese.
Now everybody gets set. 7 seconds on the play clock. Strong gets rid of it quickly, turning upfield. This is Josh Jackson inside the 20, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 17-yard line.
That was a great job of Strong and Jackson. If we'll watch the replay, Jackson kind of fakes inside and is able to turn his body back around. We'll watch it right here. Jackson starts in and then makes the switch, and Jake Strong with a great ball to the outside, and that's why he's able to get loose and pick up the first down.
Beat Nate Sullivan on the play. And that will be the end of the first quarter. The Cowboys are on the move again. McNeese leading Louisiana Christian 7-3 in the season opener of the 2025 season. We'll be back from Navarre Stadium here on ESPN. Jeff Palermo along with Chaston Tavares on the opening night of college football here for McNeese. And the offense has looked really good, 147 total yards. Jake Strong is a perfect 7 of 7 for 90 yards and a touchdown. Mixing in the run as well, 57 yards rushing early on here for the Cowboys. They have it 1st and 10 inside the red zone here of Louisiana Christian. And Strong over the middle. The pass is complete. Flag down. And it was a nice catch over the middle, making the grab.
Trey Eccles did a great job of just hanging on to that football.
But
and there was a penalty flag.
Coming back.
An eligible downfield player. Offense number 52. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay. First down.
Sam Liu commits the penalty, the redshirt freshman. As he gets downfield, yeah, he's just kind of no man's land, number 52 there. And that's a good call by the officials. Your starting offensive line for the Cowboys, Greg Knox is starting over at left tackle. He's really improved. Number 77, Cody Brakeen, the left guard, a senior. Coach Viator thinks he could be a all-Southland Conference player this season. Not much running there off to the left side. Judson Mixon, who was a special teams guy the last couple of years for Louisiana Christian, made the tackle there. We've mentioned Liu, the center. Will Bressie from Forney, Texas. He's been really good. He's a co-captain on this McNeese squad. And then there was a battle at right tackle. Eric Aschenbeck got the start here tonight.
Yeah, and there's also been some injuries that have taken a hit on some of the depth as well. Coach V was talking about throughout the week.
2nd down and long here for the Cowboys. Strong to the air, and that's his first incompletion.
And that's really the first bad throw we've seen. He tried to hit another one of those in-and-out passes as he tried to hit the receiver Eccles again on the far side, tried to hit him with a little inside move and then bounce it outside, and Strong led him a little bit too far there on the throw. That's really the first bad throw we've kind of seen. It's been a lot of quick outs for Jake Strong.
Eccles is the wide receiver all the way to the top here on this formation. Malden is in the slot. In motion, that's Cam Senegal. 3rd and long. Louisiana Christian brings some pressure. Trying to get out of pocket now is Strong. Feeling it from the backside, and he just throws it away. Nice job to avoid the sack, and that's going to bring the field goal unit on.
Yeah, tremendous coverage there from Louisiana Christian with the entire defensive backfield. You know, they play kind of a 3-4-4, which is not something you see a whole ton, but they are able to get pressure in the backfield, as we've already seen a couple of different times from that defensive front as well, from some of the linebackers.
Fabrizio Pinton is a transfer from Illinois. 6'3", 230 pounds. This will be a 37-yard field goal try. And it is good. And the Cowboys convert on this drive, 2 for 2 on their offensive drives when it comes to scoring. And they have taken a touchdown lead over Louisiana Christian 1 minute into the second quarter. We'll take a break. 10-3 is our ball game in the season opener from Navarre Stadium in Lake Charles.
In Southwest Louisiana, we know what it takes to put in the work. Every play, every day. For more than 100 years, Boudreaux's new drugstore has done the same, delivering fast, precise care for every patient. From weight loss and hormone treatment to custom medications and pain management, Boudreaux's has you covered. Ask your doctor about compounded medications and visit bndsrx.com for more information.
Hey, what's up, roomie? I got us some Jersey Mike subs.
Danny DeVito? Are you my freshman roommate?
And that doesn't matter. This is a Jersey Mike's commercial where the subs matter most. I mean, look how big that is. We can eat that for lunch and for dinner. Hey, we eat that. Hey, who let the rents in? You want a Jersey Mike's?
Introduce us to your new roommate.
Mom, it's Danny DeVito.
That's mine. Don't touch it. Where the subs matter most. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
In my Louisiana, sunrise means fresh seafood on the table.
In my Louisiana, every meal is a celebration.
My Louisiana really makes me wonder.
Ours is fast!
With real-life swamp creatures.
In my Louisiana, music is a way of life.
My Louisiana is sheer magic, from sun up to sundown.
Till sunup again. What will your Louisiana be?
When you find your Louisiana, you feed your soul.
To our 14,000 customers who already have Value Shield and have been involved in an accident, the results have been amazing. With Value Shield, some customers receive $10,000 towards the purchase of a new vehicle, many getting into an even more expensive automobile with lower payments. And now with the purchase of a new or used vehicle, you'll receive a $10,000 Value Shield policy. If protecting your investment is important to you, visit any of our stores in Lake Charles or Sulphur, or visit us at navarrehazit.com.
To look at the second-year head coach for Louisiana Christian, Ben McLaughlin, one of the most decorated male athletes in school history, as he was the 2010 American Southwest Conference Male Athlete of the Year. He finished his career as ASC's all-time leader in passing, over 12,000 yards passing, 111 touchdowns, had an outstanding senior season. He's from Arkansas, Dirks, Arkansas. And a nice return out here to the 24-yard line. That is Darrell Walden.
Yeah, look, when you talk about, Coach McLaughlin, he kind of explained to us, he obviously life takes you on a journey. Once you get married and have kids and so on and so forth, he's coached at the high school rank. Now he's coached at the college rank. And he labeled this one, as we talked about earlier, he's in the Hall of Fame here for Louisiana Christian. He labeled this one as his dream job. Mm-hmm. And he's got it, and trying to get these guys back to winning football again.
Drew Maddox was the head coach here. He's now over at John Melvin University in Crowley. And then when the job came open, Ben McLaughlin was in the area as a high school coach, and here he is now back at Louisiana Christian. Ooh, big-time hit in the backfield. Coming up and laying the wood there for the Cowboys. That would be Brinkley Shoes, one of the best names you can. Shoes Brinkley able to make this tackle there. Outstanding job. The transfer from Delaware. He's only 5'9", 193 yards, Chaston, but man, he plays much bigger than that.
It's my favorite name in all of college football right now.
2nd and 14. Jones delivers the deep ball, and it is. Did he get a foot in bounds? No, he did not.
I tell you what, that's the second or third time we've seen Louisiana Christian kind of air it out. We've talked about Phillip Jones having an absolute cannon for an arm, and he's showed it off a couple of times. And reality, like, Xavier Butler has done a good job of getting out in space and beating the defender, making a nice move there at the line of scrimmage, and he did it again. Quarterback Jones just probably led him a little bit too far and out of bounds.
Butler's a transfer from ULM, also played at Millsaps. He's from Bossier. Played high school ball at Airline. Good size, 6'1", 170 pounds. He'll probably have a really good season.
Louisiana Christian, you want to find a way to pick up this first down here.
3rd down and 14. Jones throws and incomplete. His receiver fell down, and the pass was behind the intended receiver, E.J. Scott.
Yeah, and that's a tough break because he had him open again. He had him open on that left sideline, and he just kind of fell down, and that's E.J. Scott. This is a guy who, played for Coach McLaughlin when he was over at Alexandria Senior High, and this is a guy they think kind of got snubbed for Freshman of the Year last year in the conference, and it didn't end up getting it, even though they thought that, he probably should have, and he just simply fell down right there. The throw was a little bit behind, and that would have been enough to pick up the first down. And unfortunately for the Wildcats, they're going to have to punt the football away to a McNeese offense who has been pretty good.
Scott had 44 catches last year, had 270 yards receiving in one game. And now we have some whistles.
We always have whistles.
And sometimes the cannon goes off here at Navarre Stadium.
As long as we have no cats in the booth.
That's big. Big crowd on hand here for a new era of McNeese football with Matt Viator and this beautiful press box that we're calling the game from, and
play clock
everyone
is
enjoying the
currently out.
suites.
It'll be kept on the
$32 million,
field.
5 years in the making.
$32 million, and this thing is absolutely gorgeous. It sure as heck beats us sitting on the hill watching the Cats go by last year over near the Cowboy Club. This is a gorgeous view from up here in the booth, and fired up that this thing is up and rolling. First time in, I believe, 5 years they've had a press box.
Yes. The Hurricane Laura anniversary was earlier this week. And not handling the punt on the ground. Jonathan Harris is going to get away with one. We already saw Matthew McAllister fumble a punt earlier in this game, but here this was a muff, and that ball had all kinds of spin on it. That was hard to handle there for Harris, but he basically kicked it out of bounds inadvertently.
Yeah, look, that's the kind of the second mistake we've seen on special teams. You know, that's 2 muffed punts already that we've seen from the McNeese special teams. And honestly, that was a little bit of an issue in fall camp. In the scrimmages, we saw a ton of muffed punts in the early going. So that's going to be something we're going to have to watch. And what's crazy is, you know, we saw guys like Matthew McAllister and Jonathan Harris back there a year ago, never saw this.
Jake Strong off to a strong start, 7 of 9 for 90 yards and a touchdown. Here on the ground, this is Bryce Strong, and Strong, who has the lone touchdown in this game, picked up a couple of yards there.
Pretty strong, huh? We'll get tongue-tied with Strong a time or two.
Jake Strong beat out Alex Flores. Flores suffered a hand injury during the middle part of camp, too. That slowed down the quarterback competition, and it made it easier for Jake Strong. But still, he went out and won the job. Works like a pro, according to Coach Matt Viator. 2nd down and 7. Pass out to the near side. This is Harris again. They've been getting him involved in this game as Harris makes his 2nd catch in this contest. Jonathan Harris had 21 catches, a veteran senior wide receiver here, a captain on this team as well.
Obviously a young starter in Jake Strong, just his 2nd collegiate start. Tyler Bolfing, the offensive coordinator, obviously this is his first game calling plays. He's done a good job of, you know, making things simple, making it as simple as possible for Jake Strong with some of the short throws.
He's got to roll out here with some pressure, and the pass is complete. That's Josh Jackson again. Another grab for Jackson, his 4th catch of the night, and a 1st down as the Cowboys are now 2 for 4 on 3rd down as he was feeling some pressure from the backside there from Kendall Rowan.
Yeah, again, Louisiana Christian has done a really good job of getting into that offensive backfield and kind of trying to disrupt Jake Strong, and he's handled it completely like a pro.
1st down and 10 at the 47-yard line. The give to Ham. Ham gets through the first wave of tacklers, and he's in the defensive secondary and gets up to the 36-yard line. Nice run there by Colby Ham. That is the longest rush of the night for McNeese as they move the chains. Once again, their 10th 1st down of the night.
Something to watch for. Logan Malden looked a little banged up on that play. He's going to come here to the sideline. Not what you want to see if you're McNeese. Obviously, the big tight end who we've already seen make a spectacular catch here in this one.
He made a nice block on that play. Jonathan Harris also doing a nice job blocking out of the wide receiver position. The 1st and 10. Strong play action fake. Zips one over. He's got a man wide open and falling down after making the grab at the 21-yard line. That is Jonathan Harris once again.
That was the route the whole way, and he was wide open was Jonathan Harris. If he wouldn't have slept down, he could have gotten closer to that end zone. You saw it. I mean, Jake Strong kind of watched it the whole way through.
Ham's got a lot of room to run here to the 15, all the way down to the 10-yard line before a couple of Wildcats converge on him defensively to make the tackle. Marquise Hampton, one of those guys, an outside linebacker. They're really excited about him out of North DeSoto High School. But a good run by Ham. Great job on the left side of the offensive line to create running room there for Ham. And now they're starting to pick up some run plays, starting to get some chunks of yardage in the ground game. Up to the 11-yard line. In motion is Harris. Strong looking his way, and it's incomplete.
That was a timing issue. You could see. I mean, as soon as Jake looked over to Jonathan Harris, he let the football go, and Harris, not anticipating it, probably waited a second earlier or a second later. That's probably a hookup for a couple of yards. Louisiana Christian defensively, I mean, I've been pretty impressed with them. I mean, the defensive front, I mean, you look at Jeremiah Jackson, Isaiah Joels, like they've been able to get pressure on Jake Strong, and the defensive backs have done a pretty good job of eliminating McNeese on their big chunk plays.
Ben McLaughlin described them as a blue-collar group. Go to work.
They're going to swarm to the football, and we've seen that a lot in this game.
2nd down and 10. Strong a long count here. Now they run it here with Ham, and Ham off the left side got all the way up to the 5-yard line. sticking his helmet in there to make a tackle. Kylan Polk from Lauraville.
Yeah, also Brandon Johnson in there as well. That's a guy we haven't mentioned. That's a junior from Shreveport, transferred in over to Louisiana Christian. He's was labeled as pretty much the glue guy of this, not only as for the secondary, but the entire defense. One of the bigger guys. He was kind of plagued a little bit in the early going, but is going to be good to go for this game after a high ankle sprain.
McNeese is 2 of 3 on third down conversions. Pistol formation. Ham gets it. Ham has it towards the end zone, and it's a touchdown as he hurdles his way in there. And then a backflip to complete it. Showing the athleticism, and that's going to draw a 15-yard penalty.
And that is just not going to – Coach B is not going to be happy about that one.
Yeah, he's already marching down the sidelines. I think he's going to have a word with Colby Ham.
And that's makes a beeline that way. Yeah, you don't want to see that. That's going to be the first thing that's addressed.
Yep.
Already.
He is talking with him right now, a bit of an earful. I know during the first scrimmage
Result
there were
of the play
a couple of
is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 20. The penalty assessed 15 yards on the subsequent kickoff. It is number 20's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
I know in the first scrimmage, Chaston, there was a couple of celebratory plays that Coach Matt Viator wasn't very happy with.
Yeah, it was one. I mean, towards to walk off the scrimmage per se in a drill, they chunked the football over the field house. So I'm sure he'll address that and take care of that issue.
Pinton on the extra point. Big right leg of his gets it through the uprights. And the Cowboys now have taken a 2-touchdown lead over Louisiana Christian. 9:07 to go before halftime here from Navarre Stadium in Lake Charles. Back at Navarre Stadium in Lake Charles, Jeff Palermo, Chaston Tavares, and Riley Eister down on the field. 17-3, McNeese leading Louisiana Christian as they just ended up capping off another scoring drive. 3 for 3 on the scoring drives for McNeese.
With that penalty, McNeese will have to kick off the football from the 20s. So it should be pretty good field position here for the Wildcats.
That was a 9-play, 68-yard drive. Took a little less than 4 minutes off the clock. On the return here is Walden. Walden trying to find some running room here. There's a flag that goes down, and what was going to be some decent field position looks like now it's going to back him up inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, fielding it at the near side 20 and tried to work his way all the way across the football field, which doesn't typically go well.
During the return, personal foul, face mask.
Oh, wow.
Kicking team number 16. 15 yards be added at the end of the return. First down.
So 2 15-yard penalties back-to-back here on the Cowboys. And one of the things you want to try to avoid in a game like this, Chasten, where you may end up running away and hiding from this game because of the competition you're facing, you don't want to start seeing a whole bunch of penalties start getting stacked up here. That is going to be the 4th penalty against McNeese. And now Louisiana Christian, for the second time in this game, will start in McNeese territory. And this is Joe Johnson, the running back from St. Francisville. And he also had Bryce Perkins in there at quarterback. And so Joe Johnson, 5'10", 220 pounds, running off the left side.
For Perkins, look, this is a completely different quarterback in terms of how they want to play. This is a guy Coach Ben McLaughlin really likes. He reminds him a lot of himself.
Some pressure there, tried to dump it off, but it's incomplete as they tried to get the football to number 87, and I don't have a number 87 on my roster.
That is going to be Bryson Lewis, a freshman tight end. And I'm listed at 6'1", 255. I think he's a little bit bigger than 6'1", but 255 makes sense. Big kid.
Third down, and they go to Johnson again off the left side. Good hard run there. He's got the first down and more inside the 20. And then he's finally tripped up to the 15-yard line, but a really good run there by Joe Johnson, the redshirt freshman. And he gets Louisiana Christian into the red zone.
Darius got loose, and he looked good. I mean, look, you could see the elusiveness there from Johnson. Really the first time we've really gotten to see him in this game, and a couple of really nice runs to set him up inside the 15.
Now they loft one towards the end zone and could not bring it in. Jaden Wells. It was in his paws, but he just couldn't corral it.
Kind of had to lunge at it a little bit was Wells, the redshirt freshman from Covington. We'll see it right here. Again, McNeese gets beat again. This is Peyton Lemaire out in coverage, and Wells kind of had to lunge at it, just could not corral it.
So now 2nd down and 10 at the 12-yard line. Running to the left side, and that time, continuing to just stay on his feet. This was Cunningham getting the carry, but they're working the left side, running behind Brian Alston. J.D. Winans, who was a returning starter, and a missed tackle there. There's been a couple of missed tackles. Landon Barrett had a chance to wrap him up that time and could not. 3rd down, handoff, and not getting there that time. That time, Barrett able to make the tackle.
Now it's a big decision. I mean, it's 4th down and, short 2.
I think you got to go for it.
I agree.
You're an NAIA school that won 4 games last year, trying to set the tone here in 2025. 4th and 2. Keeping it. And into the end zone easily is Bryce Perkins.
McNeese had nobody here on the right side, and the only guy that was even close was Javon Davis. That was textbook. Just pull the football. RPO had a chance to hand it off. Instead, he keeps it off the right side of the line, and that was about as good as you can do it for Bryce Perkins, who comes in the football game first drive and gets the Wildcats a touchdown, gets them within a score.
On to try the extra point, it's Levi Hilburn, who was a second-team all-conference kicker last season. He's already made a 46-yarder, and we might have some trickery here. Crazy formation. Let's see what happens. Perkins will throw it back. Pressure on him immediately. Perkins stays on his feet, now just throws it to the back of the end zone and incomplete. Why not? Dive into the trick bag.
Media timeout.
And see what you pull out of there. Interesting play, but Louisiana Christian misses on the 2-point conversion.
You and I both call high school football. That was just from some Friday Night Lights, Jeff.
17-9 is the score. McNeese leading Louisiana Christian here from Lake Charles.
I have always enjoyed an active lifestyle, but the pain in my knees wore me down. The pain I experienced made it difficult to stand for even more than 5 minutes at a time. I was so tired of telling my grandsons I can't play now. Nana's knees hurt. Then I had both knees replaced at Memorial, and now I'm back doing what I love, making pasta with my husband, hiking, and spending time with my grandkids. Next stop, Yellowstone. This is my life without joint pain.
At Express Wash at Lake Charles Toyota, wash your car anytime, rain or shine, with our unlimited wash club. Wash your car more than twice a month? Then save money and go unlimited at the Express Wash at Lake Charles Toyota. Our unlimited wash club memberships start at just $20 a month, which means if you wash your car just twice in 1 month, you're saving money time after time. Your membership gives you an automatic, everyday access to our beautiful new car wash, powerful vacuums, and detailing stations. All with the fast, friendly, and reliable service you've come to expect from Lake Charles Toyota. We're open to the public and waiting for you with a first-class experience and an unbeatable car wash. Visit us today at our brand new Express Wash or click on the ad to sign up right now at lakecharlestoyota.com.
What makes your hometown unique? It's all those special places you know and love. The great meals shared at that restaurant right down the road. The mom and pop shop that's been on that corner since, well, as long as you can remember. Local businesses make Southwest Louisiana stronger. They bring character and charm, provide jobs, and support local causes. They are the heart and soul of our neighborhood. So the next time you're shopping around, love your local businesses and help keep our communities unique.
Here at Rouse's, we've been local and family owned since 1960. For 65 years, we've worked with local farmers, fishermen, and brands across the Gulf Coast. That's loyal to local, and that's how my family's always done business.
There you take a look at that brand new sparkling press box here at Navarre Stadium. $32 million, just an absolutely treasure to have something like this here for McNeese home football games.
Yeah, you're looking at the bottom level is the media, and then the next two are luxurious suites that are pretty top notch. That's for all the highfalutin folks. Jeff, that's why we know we're on the bottom half. Yeah. Here's a nice return for McNeese. Jonathan Harris.
And Harris gets it all the way up to the 44-yard line, and McNeese 3 for 3 on their drives. That was a really nice drive from Louisiana Christian. Running the football, able to get a touchdown here against the Cowboys.
Yeah, Joe Johnson really looked good on that drive for Louisiana Christian. You know, we've seen McNeese's defense is kind of given a little bit here in the early going. One thing about it, the defensive line, who, you know, Coach V says he thinks between that and the running back crew is probably the best two, the deepest positions, the best positions on the football team. The offensive line for Louisiana Christian has done a really good job containing their pressures.
That was a 7-play, 49-yard drive. First down and 10 at the 43-yard line. Strong has gone the whole way. Strong has a man wide open, complete. And that's Cam Senegal. Senegal gets taken down at the 42-yard line. Making the tackle, David Varese Jr. And that's not a good sign to see Cam Senegal unable to get back up after making the catch. Senegal from Zachary. He's on scholarship this season, 23 catches last year.
Take a look at what happened right here. Strong delivered a pretty good football to him. Had to go up a little bit high. You're going to see him kind of pile on him here towards the end after trying to make a couple of moves. Then backpedaled. And this is when Louisiana Christian kind of piles on top of him.
Hopefully it's just the wind being knocked out of him.
That certainly could be the case. Looks like they're trying to give him a little bit of breather there on the sideline. Another thing we haven't seen is I haven't seen Logan Malden back in the football game. I just saw Tyrone Hayes, who's the backup, the tight end 2. But we have not seen Logan Malden in a couple of drives now, which is obviously something really big to monitor for McNeese.
Injuries have been really a big issue for this program. You know, even Matt Viator talked about it, and it's good to see that Cam Senegal able to get up. And like I said, hopefully it was just having the wind knocked out of him. But even Matt Viator mentioned it in spring football. You had a first team, you had a second team, and the third team was a bunch of guys that were injured and still rehabbing, just kind of running around the football field.
Right as I say that, Malden back in the football game.
That's good to see, too. And he's actually one of the guys shifting here along with the backup tight end, Tyrone Hayes. Strong looks to his right, gets rid of it, moving upfield, and that's going to be another first down. making the grab. That's Mekhi Paris, and it's great to see Mekhi Paris. And there's a flag that nope, not Mekhi Paris. That was Jesse Campbell, making the catch. It's number 0, not number 8. But let's see what the flag is.
The result of the play is a first down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 0. 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. First down, McNeese. This is the first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
Well, that's another unsportsmanlike penalty. We've had a couple of 15-yard penalties here against McNeese. You had Colby Ham getting the excessive celebration touchdown or excessive celebration penalty, and now an unsportsmanlike penalty coming up here. And it's just some talking there by Jesse Campbell that just doesn't need to happen. Strong from a clean pocket, wide open on the play, all the way out to the 25-yard line. That's Logan Malden.
Again, that's a tight end with some wide receiver moves. Logan Malden, after was a little bit banged up a little bit early in the game, he looked good right there, running out in space. That's like a horse jogging towards you. Just get out of the way of him.
1st and 10 at the 24. Strong continues to be impressive. He's getting a lot of time to throw the football. That's one of the things that we've seen here. Nice job by the McNeese offensive line, giving him some time to throw. 1st and 10 at the 24. Citizen getting the carry. Cuts back, taken down to the ground at the 21-yard line, a gain of about 3. May also see Jalen Thompson here run the football. Marquez Davis, they're really high on, a freshman that they signed in the last recruiting class. McNeese up to 264 total yards, nearly 100 yards rushing, 167 yards passing. Second down and 6 from the 21. Citizen right up the middle. Citizen breaks through. Touchdown. Touchdown, Cowboys.
That's something McNeese fans have been wanting to see for a couple of years now. Trevante Citizen from the University of Miami, a local product here from the Lake area. And Trevante Citizen gets loose and gets in for his first touchdown of the year and extends the lead here for McNeese.
107 yards rushing last year, but he never found the end zone. He missed the final 6 games of last season because of an injury. But this kid was one of the top running backs in the nation coming out of high school, but did not play in 2022, did not play in 2023 because of injuries. Finally got on the field last year, but even when we did see him, Chasten, we could tell he just really wasn't himself. But this looks like the Trevante Citizen that high school football fans in the Lake Charles area got used to.
Yeah, look, took a couple of pairs of shoes with him on that touchdown as well, with a nice couple of moves from Trevante Citizen. And it's been a long journey for him, but he looked just like himself, just like when we used to watch him back in the day here at Lake Charles College Prep, and he looked pretty good on that run.
5 plays, 57-yard drive, took 2 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock, and McNeese now leading Louisiana Christian 24-9. As Matt Viator feels a little bit better about things.
Imagine we'll see Louisiana Christian stick with Phillip Jones. I'd actually like to see a little bit more Joe Johnson in the football game because he kind of felt like he gave him a little bit of a spark here for the Wildcats.
McNeese, one of the things they want to try to limit right now is the 5 penalties for 55 yards. They are outgaining Louisiana Christian 288-84. Pinton on the kick. Return from the 1. And staying on his feet is Walden. Seen some missed tackles here for the Cowboys. That's something else that they're going to have to clean up before they take on the Raging Cajuns next week. Peyton Lemaire finally made the tackle
We've seen Louisiana Christian take some, return some footballs from deep into their own, near their own goal line. I'd like to see them just fair catch that. Because neither of them, we haven't seen them take it beyond the 20 after a kickoff yet. So, and they do stick with Bryce Perkins here, and they do start with Joe Johnson. So you got a little bit of a spark with this crew. You might as well ride the hot hand if you're Coach Ben McLaughlin.
From the 17-yard line, and not much running room. This time they tried the right side, but they shut it down. And so it'll be 2nd down and 10. Nice job by that McNeese defense. Tony Pecoraro back as the defensive coordinator. This is his 4th season. You got 19 newcomers on this defense. A lot of guys in the defensive secondary, a lot of new guys on the defensive line. Throwing off his back foot is Perkins, and it's intercepted. Cowboys defensively get their first turnover of the night. And getting the interception, why not? Shoes Brinkley. The 5'9", 193-pound junior gets the INT. And it's all because of the pressure.
Yeah, it all started up front with McNeese, and I was just talking about we haven't seen McNeese really get into that, get in with that pressure into that defense in that offensive backfield, and they did right there. And he just kind of heaved one up, and McNeese gets the football back right at the 50-yard line.
So the Cowboys offensively will take over. They only had 8 interceptions last season, Chasten, so that was something they certainly wanted to improve on. Jake Strong, 13 of 16 for 167 yards and a touchdown. He's been operating this offense nearly flawlessly in this game. He's been consistent in preseason camp, according to Tyler Bofling, the offensive coordinator, and that's what we've seen here today. Now getting a chance to run it is Bryce Strong, and Strong all the way to the 27-yard line. Big run there of about 20 yards for Strong. And again, they're starting to really get some big chunks on the ground.
Nice run here from Bryce Strong, 2nd year here with McNeese, and we know what he can do in space. Bigger running back in terms of height-wise, nearly 6 foot tall, and he got out in space right there and was able to pick up the first down inside the 30-yard line.
So to the 29. 3:48 to go before halftime. At halftime, they'll show the 6 new inductees into the McNeese Sports Hall of Fame. We'll bring that to you here as part of our coverage. Jake Strong looking to his right. And nice catch. Cam Senegal hangs on to it. And again, he takes a big hit, and he is down on the ground. That was David Voorhees from Live Oak High School, a veteran player. And Senegal, once again, needs the training staff to take a look at him.
Yeah, kind of put his shoulder into him while he was in the middle of the air. As he goes up, Voorhees just comes in and kind of delivers the blow. He is up, walking gingerly here to the sideline. May have just gotten the breath knocked out of him with that tough hit. As the training staff will get him back over to the sideline, he'll jog on over. Another fresh set of downs for McNeese. Now into that red area. Senegal, we might see him take a drive off. Taking a little bit of a beating here.
1st down and 10 at the 15. Strong now looking to his left and making the catch is Harris, and Harris trying to tightrope to get into the end zone. And it is a touchdown.
All the credit right there goes to C.J. DeVille here on the edge. He was able to set the block, and that allowed Jonathan Harris to get around and got into the end zone for the McNeese touchdown. The Cowboys extend their lead. We'll check out this block right here, and it was a pretty good one. Got up the sideline and into the end zone. Actually, I think that might have been Jesse Campbell setting the block, able to set that touchdown up for McNeese.
Had 1 touchdown catch last season. Had 1 touchdown catch in 2023. Transferred in from Mississippi Gulf Coast. And he's got his first touchdown here. Jonathan Harris, the senior from Hattiesburg, was a preseason All-Southland Conference second team selection, according to Phil Steele, and he was a guy that was making plays last year, 21 catches for 325 yards, but you like that 15-yard average per catch.
Yeah, we've seen early, McNeese trying to get everybody involved. They've been able to spread the football around and do a pretty good job of it, especially here in the first half.
Well, the Jake Strong, there was so much anticipation for his debut as the McNeese quarterback, and he's looked really good. 15 of 18 for 196 yards now and a couple of touchdowns. Total yardage really one-sided in this one, 335 to 84. And that was a 3-play, 47-yard drive. McNeese, 196 yards passing, 139 yards rushing. And they're 3 for 4 on third downs here.
Yeah, when you look at it, talking about them spreading the football around, that's now 6 receivers who have a reception. Josh Jackson with 4, Jonathan Harris with 4, Senegal with 2, Campbell with 2, Ham, Malden, and Strong all with a reception each. That's just spreading the football around, keeping the defense in the secondary guessing.
Fabrizio Pinton has it teed up. And he boots another one into the wind. Going to be handled by Walden. Walden is fearless back there. Spins away from one defender and then ends up getting tackled at the 17-yard line as he was brought down by Jelani Chevalier making the tackle, and it's first down and 10 at the 17.
Yeah, again, a couple of missed tackles from McNeese, and that's kind of been a common occurrence we've seen here in the early going in the first half.
25 pass yards for Louisiana Christian. Last year, McNeese led the Southland Conference in pass defense, only allowing 176 yards a game. In at quarterback, Perkins dumps it over to the middle, catching an immediate tackle on the play. E.J. Scott made the catch, but he was quickly brought down by Imari Sibley. I have a feeling we're going to mention Sibley's name quite a bit, number 6 there for the Cowboys, the Mike linebacker.
A little bit of an awkward delivery there from Bryce Perkins, but he's able to, didn't always have to be pretty. It just has to work, and it worked right there.
Second down and 4, and there's another completion. Turning upfield is Washington, and Washington turns on the afterburners and gets it up to McNeese territory. A nice run after the catch by another young man from Alexandria Senior High, but he's small, 5'7", 150 pounds, but Ben McLaughlin told us he's lightning in a bottle, and you see it right there as he runs away from Javon Davis. Pickup of a couple yards there. And it's second down and 7. And now we have a penalty.
Yeah, it's going to be false start here on E.J. Scott.
False start. Offense, number 4. 5-yard penalty remains. Second down.
If you're McNeese, you're probably thankful because that gives you an opportunity to sub in and out some guys. Not a whole lot of film, if you're McNeese to watch on Louisiana Christian coming out of this game. They did know that it was going to be, they were going to run the up-tempo offense.
The 2-minute timeout.
And that's what they've done. And it looks like we've made it to the 2-minute timeout.
So we'll take a timeout. McNeese up over the Wildcats, 31-9 from Navarre Stadium in Lake Charles. 2 minutes to go before halftime here from Navarre Stadium in Lake Charles. Jeff Palermo, Chaston Tavares, and Riley Eister down on the sideline. 2nd down and 12 here for Louisiana Christian as they've moved back into McNeese territory. Another quick throw here by Perkins, and it's knocked away. And they'll bring up 3rd and long here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it's not very fluid when you watch Bryce Perkins throw the football, but he is able to get it out very quickly. He kind of doesn't even wind up to throw. He just releases it, as soon as he catches the football. But it has worked here on this drive.
He's a transfer from Independence Community College from Van Buren, Arkansas. Runs the offense very well, understands coverages. 6'1", 200 pounds. Louisiana Christian 1 for 6 on 3rd down. Perkins feeling the pressure, and he is going to be sacked for a big loss. They got to him that time. Good job there by the Cowboys. That looked to be Keenan Landry who got in there, and Keenan Landry, the Florida signee out of high school, makes a nice move around the offensive lineman, Javante Roberts.
Please set the game clock.
Yeah, it was a great move to get into that backfield. And again, we've seen the last couple of drives, McNeese have been able to get more penetration into that backfield, and it showed again right there.
4th and 20 now for Louisiana Christian. A timeout was called. As the Cowboys would like to put up some more points here before halftime. It's already been 24 points in the second quarter. So back to return, and the punt return game has been a bit of an adventure. Now it's going to be Jonathan Harris getting an opportunity again. And on the punt, it's Preston Baker. Last year, Levi Hilborn did both the kicking and punting for Louisiana Christian, but Baker's done a nice job in camp, and so he's become the punter. Another one at bounce. Look at this. This is going to be an outstanding punt as it takes a great bounce and a roll all the way down to the 4-yard line, and Baker's had a really nice game.
Yeah, he's had a couple of tremendous punts. The first one at 46 yards, and this one, you can't do it any better than that. Down into that corner and just watch it, let it go at the 20 and just watch it roll for an extra 15 yards, setting McNeese up all the way down at their 4-yard line here for likely their last possession before the end of the first half.
Yeah, he also had a 51-yarder in this game, so that's going to be his second punt for more than 50 yards in this game. That went for 53 yards. So let's see how McNeese plays it. You still show both teams with 3 timeouts, but somebody had to take a timeout after that sack. I would imagine that was McNeese. Citizen from his own end zone, following a blocker, gets upended as he got up to the 10-yard line.
One thing you notice watching Citizen run the football right now, he looks full speed.
Yep. Yes.
He's got that little bit of a burst from him as soon as he grabs the football. You'll see it right here. It's immediate out of the gate. As soon as he takes the handoff, he's trying to look for that hole. And that's just something, even when we did see him run last year, a couple of nagging injuries, we didn't see him have that burst.
Kylan Polk made the tackle. 2nd down and 5. McNeese being very conservative here, deep in their own end. Don't want to make a mistake, and they'll get a 1st down. That will stop the clock. Under a minute to go here is Citizen running hard right up the middle.
Citizen, again, with another carry, and he kind of punished a guy, made him pay for that a little bit down at the end of that run.
1st down and 10 at the 19. They quickly get up to the line of scrimmage. Clock now rolling. Strong barking out the signals. Strong with only a 3-man rush. Just goes over the middle there to Bryce Strong. Strong makes a couple defenders miss. Strong trying to get out of bounds, and he does, up to the 38-yard line.
Strong almost reminds you of another wide receiver out of the back of the end zone. Or out of the backfield rather. His ability to catch the football and get out into space and run with it. You'll see it. He sets up in pass protection, and then Strong goes through his progressions. Didn't see anything there, and then just dumps it off. A little bit of a slip there, but able to get a couple of extra yards out of it at the end of it for Bryce Strong.
Got 2 timeouts to work with 34 seconds to go before halftime. from the 37. 214 yards passing by Strong in this first half. Looking to add to that. Unable to bring it in was Josh Jackson, who's had a really good first half, but unable to make the catch there. Jackson, 4 catches for 62 yards. That's the 5th time he's been targeted here. So at the 37-yard line, 30 seconds to go. Strong, got time. And that's Malden. Malden is off to the races. Malden all the way inside the 15 before he's brought down. The ball comes loose, but the ground forced to fumble, and that is going to be first down.
A little bit banged up earlier, not banged up now. Logan Malden out in space, galloping like a horse, as we talked about a little bit ago. Jake Strong able to find his big tight end, who, again, a tight end who plays like a wideout, got him in space, and then it was just off to the races for Logan Malden. And McNeese calls another timeout, it looks like, with just 20 seconds to play.
Malden, who had 15 catches last year, has got 3 catches here tonight. You could tell he's going to be a much bigger part of the offense.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was a big emphasis to try and get the tight ends involved a little bit more this year. These are the same guys you had a year ago. We just didn't see much activity out of them in the pass game. They were more decoys in the run game. But, Coach Bolfing and Coach Viator, Coach V has been known to use the running backs and the tight ends out of the backfield. And it's been a fresh breath of air if you're a McNeese fan, seeing what Logan Malden has done here in the early going.
52-yard pass play. That is the longest play from scrimmage here tonight for McNeese. And this has been a great drive. 5 plays, 85 yards so far. From the 11-yard line now. Strong to the end zone. Did he lead his receiver far enough? He certainly did, and he hauls it in for a touchdown. That's Jesse Campbell.
For Jake Strong, you can't do it any better than that. Probably his best throw of the night. Just led his receiver into the corner of the end zone, and an absolutely glorious pitch and catch from Jake Strong to Jesse Campbell, and McNeese adds on to close the first half, and you'll see it right here. Campbell had his defender beat, had a step on him right into the middle corner of the end zone with a glorious catch, able to haul it in, and McNeese adds on. That will be confirmed a touchdown, and McNeese with another one. That one, the best-looking one of the night.
Campbell last year, 20 catches for 263 yards after transferring in from Riverside College. He was really good at Riverside Community College with 9 touchdown catches. But last season, Chaston, they just had a hard time getting the passing game going. And it really has been. Since Cody Orgeron was here as the starting quarterback, it has been a revolving door at that QB spot. So it's been very difficult for this program to get any kind of consistency in the passing game. But based on the first half here tonight, looks like they got their guy in Jake Strong.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be able to really see a measuring stick next week.
Yes.
When they go to Lafayette and take on the Raging Cajuns, that's when you'll really be able to see what kind of Jake Strong is made of. But look, early on, the timing has been there. There's been a couple of plays that throws probably he'd like to have back. But outside of that, he's looked pretty good.
Fabrizio Pinton gets another extra point. And that makes it 38-9. Really good drive. Good practice there. Having to go 6 plays, 96 yards with 1:19 to get some points on the board before halftime.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you look at games like this, even though, and this is no diss to Louisiana Christian, but when you play in teams that, they're just coming in here, you're coming for a paycheck, so on and so forth. These games can get tricky. I mean, Coach B talked about it earlier in the week. He had a scare versus Henderson State back in 2009 in the opening game. They ended up winning it by a field goal. These teams come in here with a chip on their shoulder. And look, I mean, Louisiana Christian, I like what they've done defensively. I mean, they're a bunch of young guys. I talked about it early. I mean, they've got 35 freshmen and sophomores starting in the on the two-man depth chart that we were sent. 35 guys that are either freshmen or sophomore. Coach has got it moving in the right direction.
Pinton has it teed up. Just 14 seconds to go before halftime. Good hang time on this kick. But Walden will take it from his own goal line. Walden creeping up the near sideline, spins his way up to the 27-28. Only a handful of seconds left to go in this first half.
I would say they might just put a knee on it, but we've seen some heroics here in the final seconds. You and I the last year saw us a Hail Mary right before halftime.
Right, yeah. We've seen two Louisiana Christian quarterbacks.
Yeah, look, Bryce Perkins has really come in and has really moved the football. You know, it was the first drive. It was Joe Johnson who really came in and was able to do things on the ground that really kind of gave them a spark. Since then, they've gone back to Cunningham. But Bryce Perkins gets the football out quickly, and he's done a pretty good job, obviously leading them to the one touchdown.
Perkins and Jones, a combined 4 of 13 for 61 yards in the first half. Cunningham trying to make something happen and gets drilled. And that's how we end our first half. Big time hit there defensively for the Cowboys. That was Philip Bradford, the young man from Monroe, who they believe after a couple of seasons of injuries and illness, they think he can have a big season this year. And you watch number 44, Philip Bradford, put an exclamation point on this first half, able to
This is the end.
sift through all the
First half.
blockers, and not a good decision there by Cunningham to try to hurdle a defender. So we'll take a break. When we come back, Riley Eister will give us a halftime report from Navarre Stadium. The Cowboys on opening night leading the Wildcats 38-9.
Welcome back to Lake Charles, Louisiana, where the McNeese Cowboys are leading the Louisiana Christian Wildcats 38-9 at the half. We've got two Hall of Fame coaches going at it with Mike Viator for the Cowboys and Ben McLaughlin for the Wildcats. The Cowboys with a less than ideal start when number 12, Matthew McAllister, fumbled on their first offensive possession, leading to a Wildcat score. But they answered back, going 6 for 6 on drives and are averaging less than 4 minutes on time of possession. Cowboys quarterback Jake Strong is 17 for 21 on completions with 277 passing yards. And Cowboys freshman Josh Jackson with 4 catches and 62 yards in the first half. And if it wasn't enough, with just 14 seconds left in this first half, Jesse Campbell came up with an 11-yard diving catch to put the Cowboys up another touchdown. The Wildcats have got to go in the locker room at the half and figure out a way to stop this Cowboys offense if they want to have a fighting chance in this second half. After the break, you will be back with Jeff and Chaston.
Back at halftime at Navarre Stadium, where McNeese is leading Louisiana Christian 38-9. Right now, they are introducing the 2025 McNeese Hall of Fame inductees. Rinzi Agata was the first one that Heath Schroyer introduced to the crowd. He played for the Cowboys from 2010 to 2013. He was an All-American in 2013. He was a team captain that year and was named the Southland Conference Offensive Lineman of the Year in 2013. And it was men's basketball coach Glenn Duhan, who coached the Cowboys from 78 to 87, winning the Southland Conference Championship in 1978, won 155 games as a head coach, which currently ranks second in school history for total wins. And Vic King, a standout running back for the Cowboys from 2001 to 2003, Southland Conference Offensive Player of the Year in both 2002 and 2003, the only Cowboy player to earn the award in multiple years. Of course, a two-time All-Southland Conference running back and a first-team All-Louisiana selection as King led the league in rushing with 1,100 yards in 2002 and then 1,200 yards in 2003. Kevin Mitchell, former McNeese Cowboy baseball player for just 2 seasons in 2000 and 2001, but he was outstanding, a collegiate baseball All-American third-team selection, one of 4 Cowboy players in school history to earn postseason All-American honors, as he earned first-team All-Southland Conference honors in both seasons. In 2001, he led the Southland in hitting with a .415 average, 19 home runs, and 64 RBIs to become the team's Triple Crown winner, only one of 16 players in school history to achieve that mark, and then he hit .415 in 2001. This is LaShatina Rounds, a track and field star from 2011 to 2014. Garnered All-American honors for the indoor season after she placed 4th in the weight throw at the 2014 NCAA Indoor Championships with a school record throw of 71 feet. She was the 4th Cowgirl to earn All-American honors in either indoor and outdoor, and just one of 2 to earn honors for the indoor season. So LaShatina Rounds, who is now a safety engineer at Nucor Steel in St. James Parish, and unable to attend tonight. So let's take a break as you take a look at the 2025 Hall of Fame inductees. When we come back, we'll take a look at your first half stats with McNeese leading Louisiana Christian 38-9 from Navarre Stadium in Lake Charles. Lake Charles Navarre Stadium. Jeff Palermo, Chasta Tavares, and Riley Eister with you as we are coming close to the start of play in the second half with McNeese leading Louisiana Christian. And when you look at the first half stats, McNeese a huge advantage in all of the different numbers, 431 total yards to 114.
Yeah, I think the big story of the game has been Jake Strong. I mean, his second collegiate start, first one obviously at Texas Tech, but he comes here to McNeese, named the starting quarterback after a quarterback battle. And look, he's 18 of 22, 277 yards, 3 touchdowns. And I think the best one was the touchdown to Jesse Campbell here in the end zone. And look, I mean, the other part about it that kind of sticks out is, I mean, they're spreading the football around. I mean, you've got a couple of backs who've made receptions. Josh Jackson's got 5 targets. Jonathan Harris has been targeted 5 times, 3 for Campbell, 2 for Malden. Malden's also another one who's looked really good. I think he's averaging, nearly 25 yards a catch. He's looked really good. It all starts and stops with the offensive side of the football right now for McNeese, which is not probably something that, you would have thought you would have said, because going into this, it was all defense. This defense has chance to be really good. And, really, I mean, it's been a lot of missed tackles. It's been a lot of the same for McNeese so far. Now, obviously, a lot of room for improvement here in the second half, but it's been all the offense in the early going. And when you flip things over to Louisiana Christian, I mean, look, they started the game obviously with Phillip Jones. We knew they would see both quarterbacks. It's been the Bryce Perkins show over the last couple of drives, and he's looked really good. I've liked kind of what we've seen. He did throw a pick, but the first drive we've seen from him, he looked pretty good and able to lead them to that 1 touchdown run.
McNeese, one of the things they're going to want to make sure they clean up here in this first half, 5 penalties for 55 yards, 277 passing yards for McNeese in that first half. Louisiana Christian had just 61, 53 yards rushing for the Wildcats. The Cowboys had 154. Good job on third down for the Pokes, 3 of 4, while Louisiana Christian was just 1 of 7. Louisiana Christian will be kicking the ball back off to McNeese to begin the second half from Navarre Stadium. Glad you could join us on this true opening weekend of college football. On the return here for the Cowboys, Jonathan Harris. And Harris ends up stepping out of bounds at the 26-yard line. It'll be interesting to see, with this game already one-sided, when we might see someone like Alex Flores start to take some snaps at quarterback. I would think you're going to see a couple more series, though, with Jake Strong.
Yeah, I mean, it'll certainly be Jake Strong coming out here. I actually think we might end up going to they might end up going to Devin Lippold for a little bit. Flores, he has practiced this week, but he's dealt with a little bit of a wrist injury going back to that last scrimmage where he did not practice. That's kind of when Jake Strong really pulled away. So I'll be curious to see how, if they want to really try and go with Flores here.
Trevante Citizen in the backfield, 7 carries, 49 yards for him in the first half. Strong will get it to Citizen, and Citizen got hit right away. As soon as he made that catch, Kylan Polk made the stop for Louisiana Christian.
Early on, Logan Malden went out of the game with that injury after he got a little banged up. He had the 1 touchdown grab where he was galloping down the middle of the field. He still looks a little bit banged up, as he walks with a little bit of a limp.
That is now 8 different receivers who have caught a pass here for the Cowboys. 2nd down and 9, and they get the ball out to Jonathan Harris, and Harris only for a few yards.
It's been a lot of that tonight for this McNeese offense. Obviously, as we talked about, still learning this new scheme for everybody. And it's been a lot of the dink and dunk. We've seen them open it up a little bit with a couple of deep shots. We've not seen anything vertically down the field. Everything kind of on little post routes.
McNeese 3 of 4 on third down tonight. Strong 20 of 24 for 279 yards and 3 touchdowns. 3rd down and 8. Clean pocket over the middle, and it's knocked away.
That's probably the first bad pass that Jake Strong really probably has wanted back. That's going to be the first 3 and out for McNeese of the night, and that one thrown into coverage, and he probably wanted that one back.
Kylan Polk knocked it away. So 4th down and 8. The punt team comes on for the first time tonight for McNeese. And Pinton is someone that could do the punting. but he is not the punter here. Check it, that was Pinton, the punter. Excuse me. And a nice roll here down to the 35-yard line, and that's where it's down. And we'll see what Louisiana Christian does with the quarterback position.
Yeah, obviously we talked about it early. You know, they had 4 guys going up for this battle, and I'd be curious to see if they get Luke Landry a little bit of playing time in this game. Obviously, a guy here from Louisiana played for Catholic New Iberia. He is traveling with the squad this week. But it does look like
Phillip Jones will be your quarterback.
Yeah, Phillip Jones. He started the game. Now then it was Bryce Perkins. Now they go back to Phillip Jones. You know, Coach McLaughlin kind of said, we would see both guys, and they would play a lot.
On the ground, maybe for a yard. That's about it. They're defensively for the Cowboys. Macy Lewis was one of the guys there. Young man from Burrow Bridge that has plenty of experience. Has looked good. 6'4", 278 pounds. Has looked good during preseason camp. 2nd down and 9. Jones throws, and that is complete. That is E.J. Scott. They've been trying to get him the ball all night long. They finally do. And that's enough for a 1st down. And that is the 3rd catch for Scott here tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned it. They've been trying to get it to him. He's just a little small fellow, but McNeese has kind of bracketed him and done a good job on him tonight.
From the 45-yard line, this is Johnson running hard again off that left tackle. Tackled by Shoes Brinkley.
Tell you what, that could have been a touchdown-saving tackle right there from Shoes Brinkley, the way that Johnson had got out that burst of speed as soon as he took the football. There was nobody even anywhere near him up ahead. And able to make a shoestring tackle there is Brinkley.
Brinkley's had a nice debut for the Cowboys here tonight, and nothing happening there. Some penetration there defensively for the Cowboys to stop the ball carrier before he was even able to get it the line of scrimmage. Jermaine Hargraves coming up and making a stop there from the defensive secondary position. And then also there defensively, Keenan Landry. 3rd down, blitz coming again. They timed it well, throwing down deep, and it's incomplete. Some outstanding coverage as they were trying to get it to Omar Davis. And Markel Price was draped all over him, but there is a flag down.
Yeah, kind of right there in the middle. Omar Davis, he again had Markel Price beat. And this penalty flag is going to go against Louisiana Christian. That's going to back
personal
him up.
foul, illegal chop block, offense number 73-37. 15-yard penalty for the previous spot. Remains 3rd down.
Well, I mentioned McNeese brought the blitz, and in order to pick it up, they needed to go down low. One of the, whether it was an offensive lineman or the running back.
Yeah, I mean, I actually thought they did a pretty good job of it, of defending that blitz, and thought they did it pretty cleanly. I guess the Zebras did not agree with me there.
So 3rd and long. 4 penalties now for Louisiana Christian. They're 1 of 7 on 3rd down. Jones escapes the pocket. Jones uses the official as a shield there to pick up to the 50-yard line. Hargraves chased him down. Also there defensively for the Cowboys.
That's 4th and 5, and Louisiana Christian looks like they're going to keep the offense out on the field.
I think that was Morris Taylor. I thought I saw 25. 4th down and 5 here for Louisiana Christian. They're 1 for 1 on 4th downs. That was when they scored their touchdown. Jones, they set up the screen here. And they're going to pick up the 1st down. That was a well-executed play as they got the ball to Johnson. And they'll move the chains.
Mason Edwards, first season here at McNeese, junior, 6'2", 184, had a chance to get him. You're going to see it. Everybody's sold out to bring the pressure. And then Edwards has a chance to bring him down in a nice move, a nice hurdle there to pick up the 1st down and keep this drive going for the Wildcats.
Another missed tackle for the Cowboys defense. Now from the 42-yard line, they go back to Cunningham, but Cunningham runs into a wall there in the middle of the McNeese defense. Philip Bradford along with Keenan Landry. We're calling those guys' names quite a bit here tonight. Pickup of 2.
And will all year. This is a group that, Viator and the Cowboys are extremely excited about and extremely excited to watch with all the depth that they have at that defensive line position.
So 2nd down and 8. First drive of the second half for Louisiana Christian. Phillip Jones will get it to Cunningham, but again, good penetration into the backfield for the McNeese defense. Minimal gain. And I think that was Hargraves there again, coming up from his defensive secondary position. Look at him. He's just seeking out the ball carrier. That's a nice job by Hargraves.
Yeah, did a good job because he even had to go through the middle of that line as well to even try and make a play on that.
So 3rd down and 6. Inside the 39. Some movement, but no flag.
Whew. Nearly had himself a free play right there.
Play clock is not running. Now a timeout going to be called by Ben McLaughlin.
Timeout. Louisiana Christian.
So they're going to talk about
first charge of the half.
And that will also give us a chance to take a break ourselves. 9:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. McNeese leading Louisiana Christian from Navarre Stadium in Lake Charles on ESPN.
Credit Union One Free Checking has everything you need to bank on the go. Make deposits and more with our highly rated mobile app. And get your direct deposit up to 2 days sooner with CU1 Early Pay. Open your account in minutes at creditunion1.org.
Thanks for getting these sub bowls.
Of course, no problem, big bro. Let's eat.
Danny DeVito? What did you do with our uncle?
Well, that doesn't matter. This is a commercial for Jersey Mike's. What matters most are these sub bowls.
Wait, has Danny DeVito been my brother my whole life?
I guess so. Don't tell Mom. Your favorite sub, hot or cold in a bowl. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Welcome to Casati Pines at Coshada, nestled in the natural wetlands of southwest Louisiana on 65 acres of looking-glass lakes, surrounded by stately pines and live oaks. It's an experience unlike any other, a challenging 18-hole par 72 championship course, 6 sets of tees, and a unique 19th tiebreaker hole. Ranked the #1 golf course in Louisiana by Golf Advisor. Casati Pines at Coshada in Kinder, Louisiana, Louisiana's best bet.
Credit Union One offers everything you need to get the most out of your accounts every day. With digital banking, you can pay bills online, set up personalized budgeting tools, easily transfer money between accounts, and more. Plus, you can get paid up to 2 days sooner when you set up direct deposit. Get started at cu1.com.
So 3rd down and 7 coming up here for Louisiana Christian on its first drive of the second half. They trail it 38-9. Football placed at the 38-yard line. Play action fake. They got it to E.J. Scott, who makes another move and gets a first down. And again, another chance there for a McNeese defender to come up and make a tackle, but unable to do so.
You can tell the emphasis here in the second half. Get the ball to number 4. Get the ball to E.J. Scott. They've been able to do so. Trying just to design plays around him to get the football to him. He's got a ton of speed.
Good drive here for Jones and company. He's got time to throw. Heaves one towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Again, trying to pick on Mason Edwards there on that left side. Let him in a little bit too far on the throw.
Omar Davis wearing number 0 from Seminole High School. That number 0 embodies what a Louisiana Christian player should be. So a team leader with great character from Warren, Largo, Florida. From Largo, Florida, along with Colin Cervani. Jones rolling, throwing, incomplete. Nobody was open. Good coverage downfield. Markel Price has had a nice game defensively in coverage. So 3rd down and 10 coming up here for the Wildcats. As mentioned, they won 9 games in 2023, won the Sooner Athletic Conference going at 7-1, only 4-7 last year. And Coach Ben McLaughlin says they just didn't make enough plays last year. Pressure coming, getting away from it is Jones. Jones then falls and goes down. Ball comes out, but the play is dead.
The ruling on the field is the runner was down prior to the ball coming out. 4th down.
Shoes Brinkley, it's not only his name that's good, he's good at football. And my goodness, what a great play there from Shoes Brinkley starting his 2nd season here at McNeese. He busted through the line, and I mean, look, Jones was dead to rights. As he chases him down, gets the sack, and a massive loss. Going to bring up 4th down and quite a little bit. 4th down and 21.
Well, they got outstanding safety play last year from Bugsy Silvera, who's now at South Florida. And they really needed someone to replace him. I mean, this is really a whole new look defensive secondary for the Cowboys. Really, the only guy that's back is Javon Davis.
Yeah, a lot of youngsters. I mean, you got a couple of freshmen, a couple of sophomores in there as well. But I think that group could be a sneaky one for this Cowboy defense.
Preston Baker just trying to pooch one inside the 20, running up and making the grab and running out of bounds immediately was Jonathan Harris. That'll be his 3rd punt inside the 20. So another break, still no scoring yet here in the 3rd quarter. 7:57 left in the 3rd with McNeese leading Louisiana Christian 38-9 from Lake Charles. Jeff Palermo, Chaston Tavares, Riley Eister down on the sidelines. 1st down and 10 at the 15. Jake Strong back out there. Strong will throw from his back foot, has a man open. And they'll get about 7 or 8 yards on the completion there for the Cowboys. That's Trey Eccles.
Tell you what, one thing watching Jake Strong tonight, the first thing that kind of pops off is, I mean, his accuracy has been pretty good. But the other part of it is when he's had to roll out of the pocket and, you know, when the pocket is breaking down, I mean, he's done a pretty good job extending the play and has looked really good doing it. For some reason, I don't know if there was a penalty.
Offside.
Yeah, there was.
Defense number 20, 5 yard from the previous spot. Maine's 1st down.
So it was an offsides penalty on Louisiana Christian. McNeese will accept it.
So everybody walked back and now walked forward again?
Yes. So instead
Still make one for everyone, right?
So instead of 2nd and 3, they'll take the 1st and 5.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, sure. Now from the 20-yard line here. More shifting. We've seen a lot of that here with this offense from Tyler Bolfing, who is calling plays for McNeese. When Matt Viator was the head coach here before, he was the play caller, but Coach Viator has allowed the young offensive coordinator Bolfing, who was on staffs at Kansas and Baylor in the last 4 seasons.
Officials
he was on
timeout.
that staff at
We're needing
Baylor
a
that won the
defensive
Big
player.
12 championship a couple years back.
Also played here at McNeese.
Yes.
And, as you mentioned, Viator, he did call his plays when he was here at McNeese back, the first go around. When he did go to ULM, he did turn the play calling over. So, he has, been more of a game manager before, but that's been an emphasis, this year is wanting to be more of a game manager and letting his coaches do the coaching and the play calling.
And there's been a lot of excitement here, Chaston, with Coach V coming back. People want a winner here in Lake Charles, and they've been starving for one, and it's been a while.
Well, when you look at the landscape of what McNeese has done, they're funding football the way it should be, and the way it wasn't done for quite some time. And the other fact of it is, every other sport is winning right now. The basketball team, they obviously go to March Madness and get the win. Baseball and softball are continually winning. This one just has to become a winner if McNeese has any aspirations of, whether it be moving up or anything like that. This has got to become a winner. And, Heath Schroyer thinks he's found his guy once again in Matt Viator.
So 2nd down and 3. Strong. Handed it off to Bryce Strong, who picks up the first down. As we mentioned, Coach Viator was an analyst or kind of a consultant to Coach DeZermo over at UL, and didn't really ever, after he left ULM as the head coach, I don't know if he ever really thought about that he'd be a head coach again. But he was approached about it, and he was feeling good health-wise, and I think, hey, why not? Heath Schroyer, I'm sure, gave him a pretty good game plan on how they're going to plan to fund the football program the way it needs to be funded. And Coach Viator was all in. Strong stepping up, going deep. His man is open, and he connects on the long pass all the way to the 27-yard line. And nice catch there by Mekhi Paris. Welcome back. After suffering a near fatal car accident, suffering some significant injuries, Mekhi Paris didn't play at all last year after 24 catches in 2023, and it's really nice to see number 8 back out on the football field.
Yeah, look, that was such a tough situation, and watching him miss that last year was, it was devastating for McNeese. But let's not forget that's one heck of a football player.
Now Strong runs the football, puts his head down, and he gets the first down.
Yeah, look, he's got to hold on to that football. He kind of held it in like a little loaf of bread. You got to kind of tuck that ball in. It nearly lost it. We'll see it right here. He kind of tucked it and ran, and he gets popped here near the end of this play. Probably want to see him go down amongst a slew of defenders that was there. But going back to the your Coach Viator point, when they ask him, what made you want to come back? What makes you different from the guy you were before? And he'll simply tell you, I was able to learn under Billy Napier, in Lafayette, as well as, Coach Desermo, who, just to sit back and watch how those guys do things. And, those guys who have worked under Nick Saban and so on and so forth.
Staying on his feet is Ham to get inside the 10-yard line. McNeese looking for his first score here in the second half. The running backs have looked good. They have felt really good about this group, this trio that we have seen running the football here between Ham, Citizen, Bryce Strong, and mixing a little Jake Strong in there as well, who's got 26 yards rushing in this contest. 2nd down and about 4 from the 9-yard line. Jake looking to Bryce Strong. He gets it to him, but it's off his hands. So 3rd down and 5. McNeese looking to punch it into the end zone. Jake Strong's got 3 touchdown passes on the night. Strong delivers. Staying on his feet. That should be enough for the first down. And that's another catch there for Mekhi Paris.
Yeah, why don't you get him a touchdown here in his return? I think that might be a point of emphasis here for McNeese. I mean, look, again, it's a great story. But this kid, he has potential to be really good for McNeese. I mean, he was good before the accident, and just good to see him back on the football field.
First and goal from the 4 here. Bryce Strong with it. Strong. Good job there by Louisiana Christian's defense. Really didn't give them anywhere to run. And they pursued the football very well there. Colin Polk in on another tackle. Also there, Trace McHugh.
Yeah, did a good job of swarming to the football. And they've done a pretty good job of that tonight. McNeese really hasn't had anything directly up the middle. They've had to bounce it outside if they wanted anything in the run game.
Second and goal from the 5. Strong's going to get in the end zone that time. Touchdown. Bryce Strong. Nice little move in the backfield. Found a hole that time and ran it into the end zone for his first rushing touchdown. And the Cowboys extend their lead 44-9.
And we've talked all about the running backs tonight and, how they think they've got one of the deepest positions on the football field, and all 3 have a rushing touchdown this evening.
Extra point try coming up. Fabrizio Pinton. And it's through the uprights.
Media
all
timeout.
McNeese here tonight. The running game has looked good. Bryce Strong gets into the end zone. And it's now 45-9. The Cowboys leading the Wildcats in the season opener. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to hear from the McNeese State University president, Dr. Wade Roos. So stay tuned for that interview here on ESPN.
At Express Wash at Lake Charles Toyota, wash your car anytime, rain or shine, with our unlimited wash club. Wash your car more than twice a month? Then save money and go unlimited at the Express Wash at Lake Charles Toyota. Our unlimited wash club membership start at just $20 a month, which means if you wash your car just twice in 1 month, you're saving money time after time. Your membership gives you an automatic, everyday access to our beautiful new car wash, powerful vacuums, and detailing stations. All with the fast, friendly, and reliable service you've come to expect from Lake Charles Toyota. We're open to the public and waiting for you with a first-class experience and an unbeatable car wash. Visit us today at our brand new Express Wash or click on the ad to sign up right now at lakecharlestoyota.com.
All right, so here's the play. The earlier you get in, the more you can earn.
Every time the Pokes score, your Cowboy Up CD rate goes up.
And the best part is you can't lose. Your rate can only go one direction, up.
Because when the Pokes win, you win. Cowboy Up CD. Score more every game.
Only at Southwest Louisiana Credit Union.
Ever since I was young, I've known what I wanted to do. Sure, I had some guidance along the way. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But eventually, I had all I wanted. Family, career. It went by fast. Now I'm here. Retirement. And thanks to sound financial planning, it will be all I hoped for. And our children will have a secure legacy. For me, retirement is the next great chapter in my life.
Ferdinandson Financial Group. Let us help you make a plan.
Here at Rouse's, we've been local and family owned since 1960. For 65 years, we've worked with local farmers, fishermen, and brands across the Gulf Coast. That's loyal to local, and that's how my family's always done business.
I'm here with McNeese president, Dr. Roos. Like Goose, like you just told me, you're a first-generation college student who played for this McNeese program. How does it feel to have Coach Viator back with the Cowboys?
Such a special night to get V back in the hole. And he knows the tradition. He knows where we've been, knows where we want to go. Plays such an important part for what we're trying to do as a university. We talk about every day we're going to raise the athletic profile. with intentions to raise the academic profile. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. They work together. So we realize if we invest in athletics, that's going to help us on the academic side of the house to make us what we want to be, the premier regional institution in all of Louisiana and Southeast Texas. And we're unapologetic about that. And we're going to get it done, and we're going to use athletics to do so.
I love that you're unapologetic about it. I know you talk about stabilizing enrollment and how important it is to you. You just welcomed the largest freshman class in over a decade to McNeese. How does it feel to do that in just your second year as president here?
Yeah, I got a very simple, very straightforward plan to stabilize enrollment, put everybody focused on that with some defined metrics. And as you've seen, last fall we had a 3% increase, first time in 14 years, 3.6% increase in the spring of last year. This fall is going to be 6 or 7%, but most importantly, the freshman class year over year is going to be up probably 17, 18%. Will be the largest percentage increase in probably 2 or 3 decades. So we are super stoked about it, excited about where we're going at the university. That big freshman class is a lot for our
Good stuff there from
the
Riley
next 3 to 4
Eisner,
years.
the president of McNeese State University, Wade Roos. We'll hear from Heath Schroyer, the athletics director, coming up in the fourth quarter. So we look forward to that interview with Riley. Second down and 15 after that sack. Phillip Jones still in at quarterback. Philip Bradford credited with that sack on that last play as they run it around the left end. Got back to where the drive started. Total yards in this one, 512 to 150. As that was E.J. Scott that got the carry around the left end. Under 2 minutes to go. Louisiana Christian facing another third down. They have not been very successful. 2 for 10 in these situations. Quick pass on the slant, and it's caught. Xavier Butler, a transfer from ULM who played at Millsaps. We saw that they wanted to get him the ball earlier in the game. He makes a nice catch here.
Yeah, took a tough hit at the end of it, but was able to make the grab. Butler, kid from Airline, looked pretty good right there on that nice pitch and catch to pick up the first down.
Beat Zafir Stills Bay on that pass play. Running the football with Cunningham, and a flag flies, and Cunningham goes down behind the line of scrimmage. Could be holding here on Louisiana Christian.
And I think that might be what it is.
Good thing for McNeese, after 5 penalties in the first half, they have not been penalized at all in the second half so far. I'm sure that was a strong message that Coach Viator gave his team at halftime.
Holding. Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains first down.
Yeah, I can probably tell you he probably was not very too happy with the unsportsmanlike penalties. I mean, we saw him address them a couple of times, but that's been kind of an emphasis over the last couple of weeks of practice. Make sure you keep your head on straight and none of the extra.
First time McNeese is over 500 yards in offense since 2022. Been a really good night for the offense. Jones throws it to no one.
Yeah, that's just miscommunication. He was trying to hook up with Trace Williams, but Williams almost looked like he was trying to run a post dig, and I think Jones thought he was just going to run a go route down the near sideline.
Second down and long. That penalty, by the way, that was against Gavin Lilly, the honorable all-conference selection out of New Iberia. 3 of the 5 offensive linemen for Louisiana Christian returned this year.
I mean, talk about Gavin Lilly. That's a guy they really like.
Yes.
Transferred to Southeastern there in spring ball and able to come back here to Louisiana Christian.
Incomplete pass there. A lot of pressure on Jones. He just had to get rid of it.
Like, there's a lot of Louisiana kids here, as we've talked about throughout the night, all over this roster. But also, there's a lot of pretty big transfers on this team as well. A couple of Lamar transfers, obviously the Southeastern transfers. There's a couple of big-time names on here.
Third down and long. Interesting score in Troy. Nichols and Troy all tied up at 17 early in the fourth quarter.
Nichols pulled the upset last week, and they looked really good. That defense for Tony Rybacki, it was the real deal.
Again, miscommunication there between the quarterback and the receiver.
Yeah, it's all you can draw that one up to is miscommunication. Again, thought he was going to go run the go route, and again didn't. And so that means Louisiana Christian will be forced to punt the football.
Some other scores in the Southland Conference tonight. UIW trying to rebound from that loss to Nichols. They lead Eastern Washington late in the third quarter in San Antonio, 24-21. How about Southeastern battling with Louisiana Tech? Just a 10-0 game early in the third quarter as the Bulldogs were one of the worst offensive teams in the country last year, and I don't think they're off to a good start so far this season. But Southeastern, we know, could be salty on defense.
Certainly early on, it looks like the Southland Conference might be a little bit better this year in football. Pretty good year for them last year, but already looking pretty darn solid.
Of course, congratulations to Northwestern State and getting off the schneid, ending a 20-game losing streak on Thursday night by beating Alcorn State 20-10.
Personal foul.
The kids rushed the field.
Leaping.
And I don't blame them. It's been
return
a
team.
tough go there in
15
Natchitoches.
yards from the end of the kick. First down.
There's 36 seconds to go here.
First win as well for Blaine McCorkle.
Yes.
Blaine McCorkle era.
They went winless last year. McNeese will make the short trip over to Lafayette next week. The Raging Cajuns struggling at home tonight. They trail Rice at halftime, 14-6. As Walker Howard is their quarterback, who was a standout, one of the top quarterbacks in the nation coming out of high school. It didn't work out for him at LSU. It didn't work out for him at Ole Miss. And he's now back home, the former St. Thomas More standout.
And Alex Flores into the football game. Here's Trevante Citizen.
Citizen, a nice long run off to the right side.
Jake Strong's nights come to an end, and I tell you what, he was pretty good. I mean, 22 of 28, 329 yards, 3 touchdowns. And, I mean, you can't ask for anything more in this kind of game from a first-time starter.
Just a great debut for the young man who's been waiting his time. He made his second start here tonight since 2023. His other start came against BYU in 2023, threw for 236 yards. And that's going to be our final play of the third quarter. McNeese up 45-9 over Louisiana Christian. 15 more minutes to go here from Lake Charles. We'll be back after this here on ESPN. Lake Charles, Navarre Stadium, Jeff Palermo, Chaston Tavares, and Riley Eister. First down and 10. Flores throws a little bit too high for his intended receiver.
Alex Flores making his season debut here in this one, first drive. He was a part of the quarterback battle. Coach Viator really liked him second season here at McNeese. Of course, started games down the stretch for McNeese. Started that Lamar game. Played 4 games last year. JUCO All-American as it came to McNeese and, was in that battle. Now we get our second look at Devin Lippold.
And running with the football is Citizen, trying to juke a defender and does not. And a good job defensively for Louisiana Christian and Marquise Hampton. They call him Gator. Kid that was bothered with a shoulder injury. Now he's finally healthy. Bring up third down and 10 here for the Cowboys. Flores calling for the snap. Citizen right on his right hip. Pressure from the backside. He got rid of it just in time, and then Citizen got hit as soon as he touched the ball, and it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Citizen took a pretty tough hit there towards the end of that. Now, another 3 and out here for McNeese. The offense has went a little stagnant.
That was Jimmy Anderson, an inside linebacker from Houghton High School, jarring the ball loose from Citizen. Out to punt now for McNeese. Deaglin Cameron. Cameron's punt, decent punt, ends up going out of bounds at about the 25, 26-yard line. So 14:07 to go. Louisiana Christian. I was wondering if they're going to bring back in they flip-flopped here on quarters. Phillip Jones played the first and third quarter. We saw Bryce Perkins in the second quarter, and looks like we'll see Bryce Perkins in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think the offense really has moved better, honestly, with Bryce Perkins. He's, give him a little bit of a spark. Obviously, with that quick release, he has manufactured the 1 touchdown drive.
From the 28-yard line. Run up the middle. Ball carrier is stuffed and pushed back.
You can tell, with both of these quarterbacks, not afraid to throw the football, but I will tell you that, Phillip Jones, he's ready to sling it at any chance he gets. McNeese did a good job. Nice little hole there to open up that run game a little bit for a couple of yards, but able to close it extremely quick.
R.J. Staten was one of the defenders there. That pass is complete. Now turning upfield is Omar Davis. Made one defender miss, dragged out of bounds into Cowboy territory.
Ryan Robinson, the LSU and Iowa State transfer, they're on the coverage of the back end to push him out of bounds. First time we've seen Robinson into the ball game. They've got high hopes for him.
Nothing happening on that. Carry.
Dominic Bolden read that one all the way and just sat on him. Sat on the tailback.
Ashantis Brooks from East Iberville High School over in St. Gabriel now into the game. Second down and 10. Blitz coming for the Cowboys. Going deep is Perkins. Incomplete.
They've tried that a couple of times tonight, and they just have not been able to hook up. Each time, each of these receivers are pretty quick. They've been able to get a step on the McNeese defender and do a pretty good job. They just have not been able to hook up. The quarterback's leading them a little bit too far. Don't have enough touch on that football from either Jones or Perkins.
190 yards of offense for Louisiana Christian tonight. They're facing another third down and 10. They're 3 for 12 on third downs here tonight. McNeese brought back the DWA slogan on defense with an attitude. All the players wearing T-shirts, and they want to kind of bring back some of that old school feel, and we're seeing some good defense Probably the biggest issue has been the missed tackles here tonight. More pressure on the quarterback who's just got to get rid of it, and it's nearly intercepted, and it was almost nearly caught by Davis. A lot going on there. It ends up just being an incomplete pass. I thought for a second there Bryce Perkins was just going to try to throw this thing away, and then he ended up.
McNeese brought a couple of extra guys. They were able to get 3 guys in the backfield. It did look like he was trying to throw it away, and then, slipped through Ryan Robinson's hand and then nearly caught there on the offensive side by Omar Davis.
Sandy Lewis was the man applying the pressure there for McNeese. Louisiana Christian will punt. Preston Baker back out the punt. Line drive punt. Going to have another one inside the 20-yard line here tonight. And with that, we'll take a break. 12:29 to go here. McNeese leading Louisiana Christian 45-9.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
To our 14,000 customers who already have Value Shield and have been involved in an accident, the results have been amazing. With Value Shield, some customers receive $10,000 towards the purchase of a new vehicle, many getting into an even more expensive automobile with lower payments. And now with the purchase of a new or used vehicle, you'll receive a $10,000 Value Shield policy. If protecting your investment is important to you, visit any of our stores in Lake Charles or Sulphur, or visit us at navarrehasIt.com.
A Jersey Mike's sub bowl is any sub in a bowl without the bread. And this is not my real family.
What did you do with our uncle?
Oh, don't worry about that. Can I crash here tonight? Your favorite sub, hot or cold in a bowl. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Here at Rouse's, we've been local and family-owned since 1960. From one small store to serving over 1 million customers a week across the Gulf Coast. 65 years, and we're just getting started.
Welcome to Casati Pines at Coshada, nestled in the natural wetlands of southwest Louisiana on 65 acres of looking-glass lakes, surrounded by stately pines and live oaks. It's an experience unlike any other. A challenging 18-hole par 72 championship course, 6 sets of tees, and a unique 19th tiebreaker hole. Ranked the #1 golf course in Louisiana by Golf Advisor. Casati Pines at Coshada in Kinder, Louisiana, Louisiana's best bet.
Flores back in at quarterback. Dumps it off here to a new receiver that has entered the game here for McNeese. That's Jalen Wright making a catch. Jalen Wright from Zachary High School. Add another name to the number of receivers that have caught passes in this game. That will be now 10 different receivers here for McNeese. 2nd down and 3. And a new running back has entered the game here for McNeese. This is the freshman, Marquise Davis, who they certainly wanted to get out there from Humboldt, Texas, Kingwood High School.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see if they also get Jalen Thompson in this ball game as well. He looked really good in fall camp. They've got a bunch of fresh jerseys out there here in the fourth quarter.
1st down and 10 after the run by Davis. Escaping harm's way, Flores slides ahead, and he's got the 1st down.
Actually, I think he's going to be just short because he began his slide right before, and you're down as soon as you begin your slide. So he slid about 6 extra yards. He'll be just short, 2nd down and 1.
Well, 2nd down and 1, but Flores showing he can move a little bit with his legs.
Yeah, both these quarterbacks have the ability to extend the play with their legs.
Price to the left here of Flores. Flores Drop pass there, right in the hands of the receiver.
Looks like you're trying to hook up with Lincoln Romero.
Yeah. The tight end from Erath. And it's 3rd and 1. A lot of guys getting some experience here in the fourth quarter. 10:48 to go. Staying on his feet, picking up the first down was Marquez Davis. There is flags there.
There's also a banged-up Cowboy that has to come off the field. Flag right here at the midfield stripe. Louisiana Christian going ahead and moving back. And so it looks
After
like
the
it will
play,
be.
Personal foul. League used the hands to the face. Defense number 5. 15-yard penalty be added to the end of the run. Number 27 can remain in the game due to the helmet foul.
So the ball moved into Wildcats territory to the 45. Louisiana Christian now up to 7 penalties in this game for 63 yards. 1st and 10 at the 44. Flores dumps it off. That time the pass is caught.
Tyler Goff making the reception, getting into the ball game.
And that should be enough for a first down.
Flores goes through his progressions and sees Tyler Goff coming around right off the front of the line and able to dump it off to him on the crossing route.
So 1st and 10 at the 34. Good drive here by Flores. So we're approaching the 10-minute mark. Flores handed it off to Marquez Davis.
Davis slipped and fell there early, but was able to keep his footing. The young freshman tight end, Trevon Bradford for McNeese. You're not going to be able to miss him. That's a guy who was impressive in fall camp, but he's almost more impressive his size. 6'7", 230. Can't miss him.
2nd down and 8. Flores surveying the defense. Davis switches sides. Davis gets to carry. Davis all the way to the 19-yard line. Really good run there by the freshman from Kingwood High School, a 2-time first-team all-district player. Actually set the school record at his high school for most rushing yards. Also had offers from Air Force, Navy, Lamar, and Prairie View. 1st and 10 at the 19.
As you said, a nice drive after a really good showing from Jake Strong. Winning the quarterback battle, Alex Flores coming in after dealing with that wrist injury for the last few weeks, getting back to practice over the last few days. And first drive didn't look too great. This one looking pretty good.
Flores will get it out to the flat. Making some nifty moves there over on the far sideline.
Jalen Wright, I believe, again.
Jalen Wright making another grab.
Another reception for him. It's like Simeon Jones, the sophomore wideout, also going to check into the ballgame. So you're getting a lot of youngsters Coach V is able to play this evening. Again, McNeese with most passing yards in a game since 2022. The offense has been really cooking and rolling here in this one.
We got a lot of new guys on that offensive line, too, including Reagan Gill at right tackle. Price dancing in the backfield. Now powering his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Just hand it off to your back and let him do the work. That's Marquez Davis, the freshman running back, 5'11", 190, getting into the end zone. And now 4 Cowboy running backs have scored this evening. And the Cowboys extend their lead over Louisiana Christian.
Extra point try coming up as it's 51-9 McNeese.
First time since
Media
2018,
timeout.
McNeese has scored over 50 points in a football game. Offense is rolling tonight, Jeff.
52-9. Talked about the running backs all night long. Marquez Davis add his name to the good collection of backs as the Cowboys running away with this one in Lake Charles.
Midfield.
Impressive light show here at Navarre Stadium as we got 7:54 to go in this one, and it's all McNeese over Louisiana Christian, 52-9. That was a 10-play, 86-yard drive, capped off by the nice touchdown run from 12 yards out by Marquez Davis. On the return up to the 25 to the 26, and then a host of Cowboys converge on the returner. And that was Darius Washington with another return for Louisiana Christian.
See if they stick here with Perkins, who came back out on the last drive to start the fourth quarter. You know, they said all four quarterbacks were really right there in it, including the Louisiana kid, Luke Landry.
Louisiana Christian is an NAIA school. McNeese will improve to 39-3 against non-Division I opponents. They will play Louisiana Christian again in 2027. Two-game contract here with the Wildcats.
That means 3 years in a row. McNeese will open with an NAIA team. They'll do it again next year.
McNeese will improve to 18-2 in this series. That pass is incomplete.
Just didn't have enough on that one. It was Perkins.
So 2nd down and 10. Next year, McNeese opens up against Texas Wesleyan. But a long way to go here in 2025. Running off to the right side. And it's been a lot of different backs here, too, tonight for Louisiana Christian. As that was Ashantis Brooks once again on the carry.
Got a heck of a game going on in the Southland Conference. Troy up on top of Nichols, 24-20 right now. Pretty good one there with the Nichols Colonels hanging in strong.
into traffic, and it's incomplete.
UIW is still up 24-21 on East Washington. Louisiana Tech now up 24-0 on Southeastern. Lamar getting crushed right now by North Texas, 37-0. UT Rio Grande Valley with their first football game ever, and they lead 49-0. And then SMU up on top of East Texas A&M, 14-0. Matt Viator's return here to McNeese, going about as well as any McNeese fan could have asked for. The offense has looked pretty good. Outside of some missed tackling, it's been a pretty good night to don the blue and gold, something that I haven't seen this kind of output in quite some time here at McNeese.
High snap over the head of Hilborn. They'll probably just take the safety, and that's exactly what will happen. So a special teams miscue, and that gives McNeese now 54 points here tonight. That'll also bring us to a timeout. 54-9, McNeese leading Louisiana Christian here from Navarre Stadium in Lake Charles. .02 to go after the bad snap led to 2 points for McNeese. 54-9. Jeff Palermo, Chaston Tavares, and Riley Eister with you. Louisiana Christian, they were fired up to play this game. They knew it was going to be a tough task. They will head up to Langston for their conference opener next week. Langston's playing Grambling tonight in Shreveport.
Looks like for McNeese, as they come back on offense, looks like both Flores and Jake Strong's nights are done. Flores comes in and delivers a touchdown drive, and we're going to see Devin Lippold football for McNeese.
And Grambling's blanking Langston, by the way, 35-0.
Lippold, a kid who has got an absolute cannon for an arm, and obviously a pretty big kid body-wise. Can really tote the football.
Redshirt freshman from Houston, 6'3", 241 pounds. Operate from the 38-yard line. Not much running room that time by Davis. Tried to keep the feet pumping as long as he possibly could. Earl Catchings the third Check that. That was Caleb Brumfield from Riverside High School. Made the tackle. Second down and 6. Another good strong run there by Davis, protecting the football.
Davis has really come in and run the football well.
Another tackle from Brumfield. First down as they move the chains.
C.J. DeVille also getting his way into the football game, of course, from Kinder, Iowa High School.
616 total yards now for McNeese. 164 for Louisiana Christian. From the 48-yard line. Davis off the right side, and he's got himself another first down.
You know, with McNeese, the backfield, the running back room is, as we talked about, it's not only one of the best in the Southland, it's one of the best in FCS football. And, if they're able to get anything, out of Markel, out of Davis, and out of Jalen Thompson, that just adds to the depth of that running back room, especially if they're able to keep.
Offense number 74, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay the down.
Especially if they're able to keep guys like, Colby Ham, Bryce Strong, and Javante Citizen healthy and keep those, keep dispersing of those reps. That could go a long way for a McNeese team who, is built to run the football.
McNeese, by the way, on the verge of setting a school record for most total yards in a game. It's 644, which was done back in 2004 at Sam Houston. They're at 634 right now. So we're going to see more than just Matt Viator become the all-time winningest coach as far as history goes here tonight, Chaston.
Certainly, if you're in the blue and gold, you're having a good night tonight.
Yes, you are. Davis running hard. He's having a good night.
At this point, you get a record. You get a record. You get a record. The most important one will come at the end of this one when Matt Viator officially will pass Bobby Kiesler right now, tied to the top of the all-time wins list, and he will take the reins on that one as most expected here in the first game, and it just happens to be on Hall of Fame night.
Yes,
here at McNeese. No way they planned that, right?
Yeah, for the Hall of Famer to come back and set the all-time wins record for a head coach.
I believe stick around because I think we are going to get to visit with Coach Matt Viator at the end of this one.
There's also going to be a fireworks show here tonight as well. Davis all the way to the 25-yard line.
Telling you, if the kid can do anything, and he has looked pretty darn good. Markel Davis already has a touchdown run in this one and continues just gallop down the sideline. Busted it out, saw a hole, and he took advantage. Broke a couple of tackles and got inside of the 25-yard line. Another first down for McNeese. And no matter the quarterback, not tonight. This offense has just continued to roll.
Good job by the right side of the offensive line for the Cowboys there. So they're now up to 661 total yards. A new school record for most yards in a game. First and 10 to 23. Davis got upended there. Davis is going to be the leading rusher in this game as well.
Yeah, look, he's ran the ball really well here in the second half.
He's got 86 yards rushing on 9 carries.
Well, that's the thing, with this running back room, for McNeese, they can just ride the hot hand. With so many backs back there, if one guy's not fresh or if one guy's it's not his night, rotate in another one and see if they've got it.
McNeese trying to work on that play clock right now. They're not really interested in trying to run up the score here.
Play clock's not even moving yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen the play clock really move all night. I don't think it's been operating.
Might be keeping it on the field.
Yeah. Davis, man, just keeps those legs pumping. Close to another first down. By the way, the first downs. God, 38 first downs. That's got to be a record, too. That's got to be close. That seems like a lot to me.
We're getting to that point, huh?
Yeah, it just seems like a whole bunch. I don't think we have that stat.
I don't think we have that stat.
Well, we'll figure it out another time.
They would tell you to ask AI because AI knows everything these days.
Yeah. Give it a shot. First down and 10. Davis trying to bounce it to the outside. Lippold's blocking for him, but that doesn't work out. Good pursuit to the football for the Wildcat defenders. Jimmy Anderson's been all over the field here. He's been in on a bunch of tackles. What does it tell you?
So if you ask Google, because we don't have it in our game notes, you ask Google, most first downs by McNeese football in a single game is 35, set in October of 2000. So that means we passed that one up too.
Well, we got 2 more minutes to go. We'll see how many more records we can break here tonight. McNeese leading Louisiana Christian 54-9. Two minutes to go here, and it looks like it's going to go by pretty quick as McNeese is going to just kneel on the ball here to finish this thing out. Up 54-9 over Louisiana Christian. What a great start to the second version of the Matt Viator era. There will be things that they certainly will want to clean up on.
Yeah, no, I think the first thing you can point out too is the missed tackling on the defensive side of the football, and the other part of it is special teams with the punt unit. You know, that's kind of been an issue as well at times tonight. We've seen 2 muff punts, so there's certainly things that they can work on. And again, there's not a whole ton if you're McNeese, honestly, that you can take from this game, but you do have some positives that you can work off of.
But there's just so many unknowns, and Matt Viator talked about it. You don't have a preseason game. You just scrimmage yourself, so it's just hard to gauge a lot of different things. But I think a lot of the things that were talked about in the preseason about the depth at running back, the depth at wide receiver, how good Jake Strong has really looked, I think that was all on display here tonight. So we'll believe we will be able to hear from Coach Viator as Riley Eister will have an opportunity to speak with him. And that should do it here tonight.
Again, a ton of stuff McNeese is going to be able to work on, but this is a pretty good start, 54-9. You haven't seen a McNeese team dominate anybody like this in quite a little bit. You've been doing these games for a while. This is about the most dominant performance we've seen in this building in a while.
Well, actually, that was fourth down, so this one still got 36 seconds here.
Matt Viator already on the side. I mean, sitting there on the sideline, you can tell he's already getting ready to take this one in. I mean, and look, and if you know Matt Viator, he is going to, he hasn't really talked about this a lot all week.
No.
He's kind of played it down. But this is a big moment, in McNeese history, him getting that win.
Luke Landry, the quarterback now here for Louisiana Christian. Landry's just going to keep it here for a couple yards. Luke Landry led Catholic New Iberia to the state championship back in December. A great win over the Dunham Tigers. But one of the more talented quarterbacks to come out of Catholic New Iberia. Shea Patterson, probably one of the more talented ones. Landry will run it again. And he gets taken down with just a second to go. So 1 more second to go in this one. Throws, and it's incomplete, and that is how this one ends.
That is the end of the game.
54-9, the final score. And Matt Viator, it's official now. The winningest coach in McNeese football history, as he is now 79-33, moves past legendary head coach Bobby Kiesler for most wins in school history. Matt Viator, who never had a losing season in his first 10 years here at McNeese. And looking forward to seeing more winning seasons here. This was a nice start. Still a long way to go. Tough test next week over in Lafayette when they take on the Raging Cajuns. For Louisiana Christian, a lot of excitement to have the opportunity to play a game at a Division I school, play another in-state team. They plan to keep doing this as much as they possibly can. As I mentioned, they'll be back in Lake Charles in a couple of years. Coach Ben McLaughlin's team, they showed a lot of fight here tonight defensively. They were all over the field. But right now it's about Matt Viator and this McNeese Cowboys team. Let's send it down to Riley Eister.
I'm here with head coach Matt Viator. Coach, congratulations on your first win. How does it feel to be back in the hole after being away from this program for a decade?
Felt great. It really did. Feels good to be back here, and appreciate the effort of our players and Louisiana Christian's players, and just good to get back going.
Right. Coach, record night, you set the record for total yards in a game, and you just became the winningest coach in McNeese football history. What does that mean to you?
That's nice. It really is. I've been associated with this program for a long time, so it's a good feeling, but I'm really proud of our players and what they did, and hopefully we can get better for next week.
And how do you plan on celebrating tonight?
Oh, I don't know. I'm old. I'm going home.
I love it. Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Jeff and Chaston, take it away.
Great job tonight, Riley. Good job by this McNeese team. A great moment here at the end of the game. Both teams getting together, praying, and we wish Louisiana Christian the best of luck. And, again, I thought they showed a lot of fight here tonight, but McNeese offensively very efficient in this football game.
Yeah, I really liked what McNeese was able to do on the offensive side of the football. Like we said, a couple of things they can work on moving forward. Only so much you can take from a game like this. But, as you said, pretty impressed with what Louisiana Christian was able to do both offensively and defensively. And I think Coach McLaughlin has got them rolling in the right way.
Well, for McNeese, they go 1-0. They'll try again next week against the Raging Cajuns, and then they'll be back home September 13th against Weber State for a 6 o'clock kickoff. That does it for us. For Riley Eister, Chaston Tavares, I'm Jeff Palermo. Thanks for watching football here, Southland Conference football on ESPN. Again, the final score, McNeese 54, Louisiana Christian 9. For Chaston and Jeff, we'll see you here in a couple weeks when they take on Weber State on September 13th. Have a great night, everyone.